first week that they've had these new lights. And I can't see fucking shit out of this thing.
The clenching. God,
I found that interesting, coming from Oklahoma State, last name Holiday, no relation.
Yes.
Well, you had to look though, didn't you?
Yes, absolutely.
And then we got Pittsburgh last.
I do. I think the dark magic is over. I think it's over. I don't think Mike Tomlin can just continually being that team that wins 9 or 10 games and makes them to the playoffs every year. It's done. It's gone.
He's won 17 years in a row.
Yep, it's not happening. The dark magic's done. This year, I got to win 7 games.
Oh, we struggle in all aspects of school.
Yeah.
We had PE down. That's about it.
And lunch.
PE and lunch. That has stayed true to form, hasn't it?
I just got 3 things to say. God bless our troops. God bless America. And gentlemen, start your engine.
Good evening and welcome to a very special, you could say an awesome episode of
God.
we already went there. Episode of Benchwarmers Basement Banner. We're going to talk a lot of football, fantasy football in this episode.
Damn right.
Yeah, and we're going to talk a little baseball. Something big happened today. It was
We got rid of Dylan Carlson?
Well, we did. I was going to say the deadline as a whole.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Shocker, there was a few bigger moves than Dylan Carlson getting traded. But
Well,
for us, it did happen. A bigger shock. The Cardinals made a move.
2 of them.
And we're about to get into
One
that.
more relevant than others, but
First of all, that's very true. We are Benchwarmer Basement Banner. Like, subscribe, all that
check
good
us
stuff.
out on YouTube. We're also
Yeah.
on TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, or X, as if you want to call it now.
My goodness.
And all kinds of
Everywhere.
stuff. We got all the platforms. We're either going to be BBB Sports Talk or we're going to be Benchwarmers Basement Banter on either platform.
That's great. And I don't even know what all was going on that. But hey, we're
Well,
out
hey,
here, we're
you-
talking, we're
you
having
just
fun.
Keep talking, big guy.
They just tell me to sit here and talk and don't do things too stupid. So
far, you're doing half of
that's
that.
a struggle. It really is. We're almost to 500 too on YouTube. We're slowly
Yes,
getting there. and
it's
we'll-
slowly climbing,
Yeah.
but we are getting there. We're getting pretty close. I think we're about 35 away, maybe a little bit less. But
I'll tell you what, we keep bringing big guns in like we are tonight.
Oh.
My gosh, that's going to be there. It is.
you're
We got to
hyping
get
them
this
up way too
hyped up.
much.
That's right. We're going to talk some baseball, and then we have a very special, insightful guest to talk some football. So, I guess he wasn't excited enough about the Cardinals moves to come on here right now. But hey, I don't blame him. One more thing. Golf. Oh boy.
yes, this weekend we are going to be doing
Yeah.
our first Benchwarmers
Scramble?
Basement Banter Scramble. We're going to have 6 people in it.
We've already told you, with the exception of Alex, we know nothing about it.
Yes.
And now you're going to also see that we really don't know how to play it real well.
No, we don't. No, we don't.
no,
So
no.
there's going to be some videos from the Scramble. We're going to kind of be...
It will be very entertaining.
yes.
For sure.
Not skilled.
So-
Don't expect us to place or anything, but we will be participating.
Well, there's a lot of people that put how-to videos on YouTube, how-to golf, your swing adjustments, tweaks. We're going to show you how not to.
Yes.
So,
Lefty and righty.
We're here to build morale. Lefty and righty. There we go. Oh, shoot. So, yeah, that's this weekend, this Saturday. There will be some good clips or something like that.
Oh, yeah, there will be
As long
something.
as we don't get kicked off the course. We'll see about that. But
Chances are low, but never zero.
you never know. We have done it before, unfortunately. at this same
course.
course. We had some help, but yeah, we definitely played a big role in that. So anyway, without further ado, we'll get to some baseball talk. I'm going to tell you what. Whatever we've done on here, we've came on here, we ripped the Cardinals, we ripped Aldi, we've ripped Mo, and pretty much everything we've said about them, I think they still owe us. Like, Mo went out and did something.
That's right. I would say we're somewhere in the middle between the dumpster diving we expected Mo to be and the unrealistic trades that we were cooking up.
Yeah. Ours, we're not surprised. They didn't get Scooble. What a shock. No one got anybody, Robert.
Well,
Crochet.
Mason Miller hurt himself before he got off before the
yeah,
deadline,
yeah.
and then Crochet demanded he would need paid to pitch in October.
I think that might have scared a few away. It's
Yeah.
like when you've pitched for one season as a starter and you're having your demands of how you're going to use me.
Yeah.
Slight red flag. Right.
Right.
But, other than that, though, like not to rip the deadline, because actually I thought it was very exciting. Like
It was pretty busy. I wouldn't say a whole lot of big names got
No,
moved.
but there was depth. Like
There
last
was.
year, there seemed like nothing. Like one of the biggest thing last year, I remember, was Erod was like, "Nah, I don't want to go to LA," and like just somehow just said no. Like rejected it. I guess he had. I didn't understand why. I'm like, you're in Detroit. You don't want to go to LA. I don't get it. But there was, Flaherty got moved last year. Montgomery. There was a handful of names tossed around. But this year, I mean, I felt like there was, and I don't know if it's because the extra wild card spots, teams are starting to kind of get used to how to operate with them. And we will next week go a little more in depth, like trade by trade,
Right.
on our Wabash episode. Which shout out to them for the studio, by the way. Very nice lights. Very
Yes.
nice. But
Very-
if you can't tell on YouTube, we're about blind.
Yeah,
But-
it's like
Yeah.
on the beach, man.
Pretty much, and I forgot my shades. But so first of all, the Cardinals landed Fetty, Eric Fetty,
Yes. Someone we did mention.
that's true. Yeah, we did. We were not even remotely close on the players going. Well, honestly, it was a whole different dynamic of a
Yeah.
trade than I thought.
We traded more major league talent than I expected us to.
We did. Like that was working against us. Is when we talked about it, we had no idea Tommy Edmond would be healthy enough to trade.
We didn't know that he
Yeah.
would be off the IL to be able to be available to be traded.
Absolutely.
He still hasn't played a game yet this year, but he got activated right before the deadline, so they called it.
Yeah, I don't quite, because I know if you're on the IL, you technically cannot get traded, but it was something to do. Might even options came into play there where they activated him and sent him to continue his minor league rehab. I'm not exactly
I think it's
sure.
because he was already in a rehab that he's
Yeah.
available to be traded.
Might have also been because of the Dodgers, and it's like, yeah, go ahead. We'll let the Dodgers do what the Dodgers do.
Yeah.
But I honestly, if you look at it, to land Eric Fetty, and what we give up was it Oliver? I started to say Perez, but no, the 17-year-old kid.
Yeah,
Pitcher that went to the Dodgers. We didn't go our top 30 prospects.
No.
Untouched. None of these guys, like we were looking at having to give up a Graceffo, like, McGreevy, Jerpe maybe, like some of the higher tier arms.
Yeah, I mean, we did give up a very talented
we
Tommy
did,
Edmond.
but where was he going to play?
Exactly. And we actually ended up dumping some salary in this.
We did, a
So
little bit.
We gained about $2 million in salary cap off of this deal. And also we dumped a little bit more when we traded Dylan Carlson.
Yeah, that's true. Just think about what we could have done if DeWitt would have been willing to spend some money or take something on. Crazy.
Well, I think that he was only allowed to do the trades he did is because
Yeah.
they gave us more money.
Yeah, exactly. And that's honestly, like, I am not, obviously, I think if you've watched us, we're not Big Mo fans.
No.
But given the parameters he was set by ownership, I think he did a great job in getting Fetty.
I think that, yes, he improved the team and still somehow saved salary. So overall, it was a great trade.
Well,
and we didn't sell the farm either.
Absolutely. Like, I think Fetty probably slots in. I think is our number two or three. Him and Gibson, that interchangeable. I mean, he does not have your ace wipeout stuff, but he's a very good pitcher. Like, he went to Korea, developed a sweeper, and he's brought that back, and it's really enhanced his repertoire.
I believe he was the Korean
MVP,
Cy Young MVP.
like everything. No,
Okay.
you're right. He won like clean sweep. Pretty good. And you're skeptical if it'll translate to MLB. Well,
Yeah.
so far it's looked pretty good.
They throw the smaller ball in KBO.
I don't know. There's definitely something different there. Maybe it's a
Okay.
bigger ballpark. Maybe they got to hit 500 foot.
Lance Lynch should go there.
I still think they might tag him. I really do. But I'm glad you brought him up because that moves him down now in the rotation. Like it makes the rotation as a whole better. You're one through three, pretty solid. Michaelis and Lynn 4-5. We'll see.
We don't have to pitch Mats anymore. And
We-
we don't have to keep
I don't
trying
think
to
that's
throw-
happening anymore.
We don't have to keep trying to march out Liberatore for spot starts.
We might leave him in the bullpen and not jack with him.
Yeah.
Crazy, isn't it? But, it makes us better. And the cool thing about this trade is we took an area that we had, I think, a strength, like, our middle infield. I think we've got enough of them.
Yeah.
Edmund can play center. I'd heard that he didn't want to play the outfield. Like, if he's not the type of head case, but he would have preferred to be infield. And,
Speaking of head case, we got Tommy Pham.
we did. Hey, he's the right kind of head case. A fire, man. Him and Willie Contreras together. That could be fun. I'll tell you what.
I think you already got an invite to the Fantasy Football League.
Oh, God. I hope the season's already started and we can have him in. That might shake some things up right there, but not in the good way. But no, honestly, I think this team needed some fire like that. And right-handed bat, off the bench, I'll tell you what, Tommy Pham's going to be like, screw your bench. I want to start. He's going to push these guys.
I don't think he's going to be. I mean, with Carlson gone, I think that kind of paved the way for him to instantly be a starter.
I don't know because you got Newt in right, you got Burley in left, and Siani, I think, still should play a lot in center. Love his defense.
I don't hate that.
Pham's defense, he used to play center for us.
He did.
That was a few years ago.
His eyes have gotten worse.
Yeah, maybe a little slower foot.
Yeah.
Foot feet there. So we'll see where
You
he
keep getting stabbed. You're in a.
You keep getting fights over fantasy football, and he's got a lot working against him there. Age is nothing compared to that. So.
No.
But I mean, the guy brings just this toughness. Like the dude literally trains boxing in the off season, just in case somebody comes my way. So,
Hey, someone.
We're gonna line
messes
those
with him in fantasy. You might have to lock down.
He's got Jock Peterson shaking in his boots. He's back in the NL. So, no, I love what he brings. We need some more fire on the team. I like the right-handed bat fit, bench start, whatever. Fetty, we fixed 2 areas of weakness. We did.
Yeah.
We
We
didn't.
somehow covered both of our areas of weakness.
Yeah.
Didn't give up much and lowered our salary. So overall,
Yeah.
I think this was a huge win.
I think it was a win. Yeah.
The other trade scares the crap out of me.
Well, yeah, you're saying getting a middling reliever or a 6-7 middle innings guy for Carlson, what's he got, another year of
It's
control?
not even that.
And then he goes to Tampa Bay?
It's that he
Yeah,
goes to Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay has been known to get the best out of everyone they trade for.
Oh, that's never happened before, has it? Like with us trading an outfielder there?
Right, yeah, Randy Arozarena.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, that guy. Did he? Oh, yeah, that didn't work out very good, did it?
Pretty sure you got like an ALCS MVP
He
or
did,
something like
yeah.
that.
He almost won them the World Series.
Yeah.
Almost, but he didn't get there.
He had like 12 home runs in one spot.
he went Barry Bonds from the right-handed side, he did. That being said, I think this is a different set of circumstances. Randy A was just coming up. Like, that was one where, how the hell did you guys not see
Yeah.
this coming? Scouting, Carlson, yes, he was a highly rated prospect, but he's been in the majors since, I think it was 2019.
Yeah, I mean,
You
he
know-
was also 18, 19 at that point.
Yeah,
in time.
oh yeah, he was. But by this point, I think we saw what we need to see from him in St. Louis. Now, I'm not saying he can't be something different Tampa Bay.
I'm not saying he's going to be like the next Barry Bonds or anything, but I'm saying that maybe he could be an all-star.
Oh, he could, but I guess where I feel like it's different is Randy A. I didn't think got a chance here. Dylan Carlson, I think, got trotted out there, and a part of his injuries. He had a lot working against him, but I think that he had his fair shake here, and I don't think anything was going to change here. You know,
No.
what were we going to do? The only thing I thought, I was like, for this little of a return, did he have options left? Like, could we have sent him to AAA, let him, I think he did, have one or two.
I think he had 1 or 2, yes.
Yeah, like, let him try to figure it out and maybe recoup some value, or in the offseason, you could have got more for him. Possibly.
I want to say that he was done with his arbitration. Like, this is last year on his deal.
I think he had one more.
Did he?
I believe he
Okay.
had one more. Yeah. And we got, this guy we got actually had a pretty good year last year.
Yes,
Armstrong,
he actually
right?
had a sub 2.5 ERA last
Yeah.
year. Now this year's ERA is a little
5?
bit over 5. Yeah.
A little rough. It's a
Yeah.
little rough.
Yeah.
I mean, I think he might fill the void you lost with Kenyon Middleton when, we signed him from Houston, and I believe he had Tommy John, like missing him for the whole year.
Yeah.
Kittredge has been slowing down. Romero's slowing down. Helsley's just like, I don't give a crap. I'm still going to go out there every day and
Well, hey.
shove right now.
There's not very many good news that we have with player development when we get people.
Yeah.
But something I brought up earlier is the last couple relievers that we've gotten in trades, we've done okay.
We actually have. Yeah,
Well,
I'll give you-
JoJo wasn't that great in Philly.
Philly, yeah.
But he came over here and he's been fantastic.
Yeah, we got him for Sosa.
We
That's a good
got
point.
Gallegos for, I believe, in the
Voit-
Voit trade.
And he wasn't even the big piece. It was Chase and Shreve. The lefty
Yes.
was supposed to be pretty good.
Shreve
Yeah.
pitched very little in the
Yeah.
majors. I think if he even got there at all.
He didn't do he's like a 4 middling ERA.
Yeah,
But Gallegos
but-
he was.
But Gallegos, he gave us 3 good years. We did just DFA him last week.
But you got, it's a reliever. You
Yeah.
got 3-4 good years out of him. That's
That's
a
a
win.
win.
Yeah. I mean, relievers, they're so hot and cold year to year. Like, you can't, they can look
I mean, he
lights out one
closed
year.
for us. He set up
Yeah.
for us, and he
Yeah.
was a long reliever. Like he did a
Yeah.
little bit all
Yeah.
for us out of the pen, and he had success at all levels.
Yeah. So we've got one thing figured out. Trade for relievers.
Yeah.
It just, that's about it.
Maybe
But-
not trade the guy that stopped us from getting Soto last year, 2 years ago.
That is kind of a kick in the nads. That it's like, which I don't know if that was really true. Like if it was, he was the big holdup. There's so many rumors out there.
Yeah.
The deal didn't get done. He was a big piece of big holdup. They said him and Walker. Like there was a few different reports on it.
Right.
Yeah, if that's the case, 2 years ago, he was a big piece Soto deal, and now you just got a 30. Is he a 3-year-old?
He's 31.
Armstrong, 31?
He's
Okay,
31.
I'm sorry. Pump my brakes there.
Yeah.
You got a older reliever
Yeah.
who's not even technically a setup man closer for a guy that could have been a big part of getting Juan Soto. That
Well, I
doesn't
mean,
sound
at least
good,
we don't
but
have to keep seeing the same two guys march out of the bullpen every day.
That's fair. Well, we had 3, but yeah, I mean, still, their arms are hanging on by a thread.
Yeah.
So, I mean, my thing is this trade, like, I don't think Carlson was going to turn around here. If he does there, and I wouldn't be surprised, good for him.
Yeah.
I think you had to move him for something.
Right. I mean, it's kind of like with the Flaherty thing last year. It's like you had your chance with us.
Yeah.
You didn't.
It's time to move on.
Yes.
Yeah, it was. So, I'm not. Yeah, it'd stink if he becomes an all-star next year. It would sting. But
Yeah,
I think
especially since next year you just assume that reliever that we got
is probably gone.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
More than likely.
still, honestly, as a whole, and I mean, they tried to shop him all day. Like, there just was not much you could get for him. But given,
I believe our stats guy over there said that the Nats and the Angels both wanted us to send prospects with Carlson.
Yeah, I figured. So you're not really mortgaging the future with this deal. I mean, and the Fetty one too. You're not. Like, you have Fetty next year.
Yeah.
So, and Pham, obviously it's a 1-year deal, but we'll see where that goes.
But, like,
he filled the need you need right now, and if we're gonna
He's
go
only been
anywhere,
on 8 different teams in the last 3 years.
there we go. So stay at 8. Come back.
Yeah.
Come on. I love it. So I think as a whole successful deadline, like, I do not think we are a World Series contender off of it,
No.
but I think we're in a position.
Could we
like,
maybe win a playoff series now? Maybe.
possibly we have a better
Depends who it's
shot.
against.
Yeah, we have a better shot winning it now than we did 48 hours ago. So
Yeah.
all in all, I think it's a win. We did more than I thought we would, which we had the bar set pretty low.
Yeah.
Yeah, but hey, set your goals low so you might reach them. Good job, Mo. There we
Yeah.
go. So the other trades, I still haven't seen what the Dodgers gave up for Flaherty yet.
I haven't seen that either. I haven't seen any specifics.
Which
That man,
we're recording like literally 2 hours after the deadline, so stuff's still coming through. I love the Cubs, the Paredes deal.
yeah, they
that
gave
was cool.
Christopher Morel.
Morel and 2 prospects for a guy that you've got under control for 3 more years.
Okay.
It
Looks
was
like the
creative.
Dodgers traded got Jack Flaherty and got. Yep. Those words.
Trey Sweeney. I believe he's borderline top 10 for them, and we're not even going to try to pronounce the other one.
Theron.
He's a first baseman catcher. But there's your rental
Yeah,
price.
Lorenzo.
The
I'm
trade.
gonna say Lorenzo.
Yeah, that's better than I could have came up with.
Yeah.
The trade that blew my mind was the Tanner Scott deal. Tanner Scott this is the last year of his deal. He has been the closer for Miami. He's been good. It's Tanner Scott. Like, we're not talking about, like, say, someone of the Mason Miller, Helsley variety. Yeah. San Diego broke the bank, I thought, for him.
Well, because Mason
Snelling.
Miller took himself off the
Yeah,
block.
he did, but I'm like, man, if Scott, who is a free agent end of the year, we got, like, Snelling is a very good prospect for San Diego. I think it's their number 2. I think they gave up their number 2, their number 4, their number 5. Robbie Snelling's like a top 40 guy.
Yeah.
For a rental reliever. Mazier, he's not top 100, but he still could be a solid starter.
Right.
The haul for, good closer this year, but you know how closers are. They might get him. He might have 3 outings, and that'd be it.
Yeah, maybe we
Like-
should have just shopped Helsley for fun. you know?
Well, if that's what you got for him, like, oh my, and Helsley has 2 more years of control. I'm like, what would Baltimore
And he's
give up?
I believe he's the leader in saves by a pretty good margin this year.
Yeah, he's been amazing.
Yeah.
And his stuff, I mean, Tanner Scott can't touch Helsley's stuff. Helsley's top 5 stuff in baseball.
Yeah, he can
It's
throw
amazing.
103.
That helps. That does, yeah. That trade just kind of blew my mind. And also, Kikuchi trade. What the Blue Jays got from the Astros. They
I
got-
actually hadn't seen that. I saw that he traded.
yesterday. Yeah, they got Joey Lou-Perfino, very solid first base outfielder. He's been up
Okay.
with Houston a little bit. He was like their number, I think, 6, 7 prospect. And then they got a pitcher too. I think there's a second-rate prospect. And Kikuchi's a rental as well.
Yeah.
Like, those 2 really stood out to me. Oh, and who was the other one they got? Billy Wagner's boy. I can't think of his first name, but it was Wagner. He's good on base skill. Like, Toronto, I mean, they got a haul. For
Yeah, okay.
Kikuchi's been worse than Fetty.
Yeah.
And I guess when I saw that, I'm like, dang, we did pretty good. Like, no disrespect to Tommy Edman. Like, we don't mean to rip him. He was a great Cardinal. But it was an area of surplus.
I think that Kikuchi's body of work as a whole, as a
Well,
career,
his stuff.
has been better. but-
Jake Bloss. Yeah, Joey Lou-Perfino and Will Wagner, I believe is his name. So for Kikuchi, like, that's pretty good. Kikuchi, I think, maybe has better stuff than Fetty.
Yeah.
But Fetty's been the better pitcher.
Fetty's getting outs.
And you have Fetty next
I
year.
hear that pitchers do that.
They win games.
When they do that, they win games. Yeah.
You're saying that's a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
We get all the outs before they do.
You need to get more
There's
people
some-
out than they
yeah.
get on base.
There's some in-depth analysis right there.
Yep,
Not
Moneyball,
hearing that
baby.
anywhere else, ladies and
Moneyball.
gentlemen. So, yeah. Is there any other trades you really want to hit on, or we'll save that? I think we're about football time.
I mean, some notable things that didn't get moved is like the crochet,
Yeah,
like we said. Luis Robert never moved.
I was trying to stay positive, but
Scooble, like I saw some of the projected trades for him. There's no
Nuts.
wonder that he got moved. Didn't get moved.
Yeah.
Stuff like that didn't happen as far as for a whole. But other than that, no.
Trevor Rogers, that was the other one. The guy that did get moved from Miami. I think Miami did great. The Florida teams, Tampa, Miami. I think they capitalized as sellers. I really do. They got a heck of a call, I thought. They got Connor Norby from Baltimore. Kyle Stiers has some big-time power. For Trevor Rogers, who was great a few years ago, he's had a lot of injuries, kind of been middling. But then again, Baltimore tend to know their stuff.
You forgot. You
Yeah.
called it last week.
Yeah?
Jazz Chisholm to the Yankees.
Oh, yeah, of course. How did we forget that?
He's already hit 2 home runs with them, too.
One with Aaron Judge's bat. Well, that was pretty cool. It was off position player. Who cares? It still counts.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, the one I got right, I forgot about. So,
Yes.
But yeah, and Carlos Estevez. The Phillies got him for, I believe it was their number 5 and 6 prospects. 2 pretty good arms.
Yeah.
That's a pretty good haul for Estevez, who I believe is free agent end of the year too. So there's a few bigger moves, but yeah, like you said, the big 3 didn't move. Still, I thought it was an entertaining deadline.
It was.
So, yeah. Well,
I think that's going to give us we're going to take a quick break, and then we're going to bring our guest on here and talk a little bit of fantasy football.
absolutely, a lot of fantasy football. So we'll take a break and we'll be right back.
All right.
Let's do it. I still like my green light. Oh, well, there's my green light. I guess we're back. We're working at the kinks on professionalism here, guys.
Yes.
So, but that's why we brought this stud muffin down here.
What's
yeah.
up? What's up, guys?
We
20%
have,
stud, 80% muffin.
That's right. That's right. All muffin. All muffin.
That's a pretty
All
good
muffin.
content, sir. That's right. Well, like I said earlier, we have awesome Austin Gibbs on here. You might have seen him as the John Travolta stunt double in a few movies.
Oh,
Is that
man.
right? A possibility?
I wish I got paid more if I did. I mean,
Well, you probably wouldn't be here with us if you
That's
did.
right,
So
that's
we appreciate you being here.
For a low budget film.
Yeah, yeah, we are. If you saw our humble beginnings, we had one light bulb when we started.
That is true.
We've got a few more now.
Live from my basement.
That's right.
a lot of lights now.
You got to start somewhere. You do. But hey, go ahead. This is Austin Gibbs. Tell us about yourself. And
Yeah, man. Just love sports. You know, glad to be here. Thanks for having me on. It's gonna
Absolutely.
be awesome. I'm ready to talk some fantasy football.
We love it. He's even played it, unlike us. Like you, Fairfield legend. Is that right?
I don't know about that.
I mean, I already threw the John Travolta out, so
Yeah,
I might as well keep
yeah.
rolling.
Yeah.
But no, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna cover a lot of ground tonight. We're gonna talk fantasy football. It's a huge landscape, safe to say.
Yes.
We're gonna start. We're gonna break down position by position. We're gonna go quarterbacks, running backs, receivers, tight ends. We might throw a little bit of kicker defense. I don't usually put a whole lot of
I
time
like
on
kickers. They're the toughest.
that. They are. Hey, they're like my wife, third round, Justin Tucker.
Great tweets. Great tweets.
But yeah, what we did for these rankings, I mean, you can search rankings for days. I went to Fantasy Pros. These are the rankings for a standard non-PPR league, 12-team league. I mean, it's arbitrary. There's a big word, yeah, of how you want them. We're going to say what we think on them. I'm going to go ahead and give you guys the rankings off that website, and then we'll just kind of go along, play with who you like, don't like on it.
Yeah, absolutely.
And
Love it.
we'll go from there. So for quarterbacks, we're going to start right here at, let's see, number one, we have Bryce Young from Carolina. And
Yeah.
That is his number.
off. Yeah.
Do not draft that guy.
That is his number. You said number
You
one.
heard it from a resident Panthers fan there. No Bryce Young. So
Do not draft that.
I'm trying, man. I'm trying to prop you up there.
Rough.
They do have to get a
No.
line for him.
Still don't believe it.
They've got him some weapons this year. That's the end of my praise. That's a start.
Yep.
But you know,
mean-
you can only go to.
when the only person you can throw to is a 35-year-old Adam Thielen. He didn't have a whole lot of hope last year.
Got a ton of targets. Though.
Yeah,
Kind
he
of
did.
set up to fail. He kind of was. But no, we'll start. Realistic rankings. They've got Josh Allen number 1, Jalen Hurts number 2, my boy Mahomes 3rd, Lamar Jackson 4th, Anthony Richardson at number 5.
Okay.
It's interesting, yeah. C.J. Stroud 6, Joe Burrow and his wrist at 7, Dak Prescott at number 8, Kyler Murray at 9, and Jordan Love at 10.
Okay, I'm actually surprised that
So-
Mr. Gameflow himself didn't make it into number 10 or game management.
Game management.
management.
You don't knock him. Come on now.
I'm surprised Purdy didn't make the top.
Well,
10.
he's number 11. So
Okay.
you're very close,
All
very
right.
close. You guys want to go off of that or keep going? 'Cause I was going to stop at 24,
Well, I mean,
but I don't want to bore everybody. Like, let's break it
my
up.
boy Aaron Rodgers didn't make it in there.
If this
He's gotta
was
stay healthy,
2020,
man.
maybe he would have.
He's
but
been hurt one time.
That was all. That was enough.
It was just an
was
Achilles,
enough.
and he's 41.
Yeah,
I mean,
no
He's
big
also
deal.
won 4 MVPs.
Fair enough. Fair
Maybe
enough.
it might
Fair
be
enough.
5 after this year. We'll see. But I'm not drafting him at that. No way.
No, he's
No,
never been a
no.
hugely big fantasy quarterback.
He had a few years, but you're right. As a whole, his game, and that's what's different. Your real life rankings to fantasy.
Yeah.
There's a difference. The rushing upside, huge,
Absolutely.
obviously. So, and that's why I think Josh Allen's at number 1. Personally, I don't have him there. Big Shaq,
Okay.
I've got Mahomes there.
Wow.
You guys can rip it. I will say right off the top, yes, Chiefs homer. There will be no more Chiefs fandom.
Well,
begins and ends here.
Before
But-
this show, I was talking to Gibbs beforehand, and I always said that I was surprised that Lamar Jackson was number 4, and he brought up a good point. He said that he's probably going to be losing a lot of his touchdowns because
yeah,
big man.
Derrick Henry, absolutely.
That
Yeah.
big dog on campus now.
And the thing that worries me is their O-line. Like, they reshuffled it. I'm not saying it's bad, but they lost 3 starters from last
Derrick
year.
Henry doesn't need no line.
He doesn't have Lamar might.
He
Lamar
weighs the same as all of us.
That's where he basically is lineman himself.
Yes.
Like, you know.
I don't disagree with your Mahomes entirely, but I mean
The rushing upside's the one thing I will say he doesn't have with those guys. But what I was getting at, Josh Allen, the weapons this year worries me.
Yes.
I mean, will he get another? I think he had 15 rushing touchdowns somewhere on the ground. Can you bank on that again? Like, I think one of these years they're going to be like, okay, we don't want to kill Superman. Like, you've got his longevity. I feel and the weapons he's got. Like I mean, they lost Stephon Diggs. They've got. I like their tight end, Dalton Kincaid.
He's big. I mean,
Yeah.
What's he ranking in at? Kincaid.
I think he's around 7th in tight ends. Like he's up there.
Yeah,
They've got.
I mean, they got 69 overall. Yep, 7th. That's not bad.
No, and I mean he's got
69,
Keenan Coleman.
nice.
All right, Gronk. There we go. Noise. He doesn't have. He has some weapons, but like they're unproven. Keenan Coleman out of the draft. Khalil Shakir, I think, is right beside him. I mean, they don't have. They lost Gabe Davis too. Your 3 games a year guy.
Yep.
You know.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I really like James Cook. I'm super high on him. Like I think their offense might transition more to him.
He picked
Okay.
it up later in the year. Cook
did.
did. He really did.
He had a
came
heck of a
on-
5-6.
Yeah, he
month
did.
stretch.
In the past, I also mentioned this before the show, that Josh Allen tends to ruin running backs' careers because
He ruins their fantasy careers. You're talking about, yeah.
Plunders.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I just think, though, if you take away some rushing touchdowns, and I think it might take him all to build receivers. He's still great. I'm not
Right.
ripping him. I've got him a little lower, though, because of
Okay.
that. Jalen Hurts is another one. You're talking about losing touchdowns to running backs. They got a running back now. A
yeah,
legit
they
one,
don't have to.
Barkley.
They don't have to do the tush push.
Yeah, and Kelsey retired. So
There
that
you
might
go.
hurt that.
Yeah.
There you go.
You know, I think the second half of last year he played hurt a lot. Like they've got weapons: AJ Brown, Smith, Goddard. He's gonna be good.
Okay.
Brown's a big boy too. I mean, he's big targets.
Stud. Yeah, he's huge.
Big targets.
So
Who do you have for quarterback sleepers? I know you mentioned our top 10. Who do you think that
I
was?
wasn't done talking about my boy Mahomes.
Well,
Hold on now.
he's fine.
Here's why I think he's gonna be better than last year.
Jeez.
Okay.
I'm gonna get my
Let's hear
fandom
it.
out here, and like I said, no more.
Let's hear it.
All right, their offense. I think they have weapons to complement his game better now.
Uh-huh.
Last year, what were they missing? A deep threat. I mean,
Well, they had him. They just couldn't catch the ball.
MVS can't have Stickum, so he's useless. That's all there is to it.
No joke.
But you know, through the draft, they addressed that. Xavier Worthy. They brought in Marquise Brown to stretch the field. Kelsey,
Okay.
I'm a little down on him. Still a good player, but I don't think, like you talked about the Chiefs possibly sleepwalking through the regular season. I think he's a prime candidate to do that. He's getting up there in age. Like, and they drafted too. I'm not going to say the next Kelsey because there's not going to be that. But that tight end from TCU, Jared Wiley.
Okay.
He's
I
decent.
like his game.
He's decent.
I think it will complement, and they've got Noah Gray still.
You know the movie that we actually do bring up occasionally on this, Major League 2. You know how Mr. Sheen, he got a girlfriend in the off season, and all of a sudden he had to, start talking about his career instead of being a player.
Yeah, I'm
he
not
can't
going to
just-
take all these hits. I got a sore toe. I'm not.
Yeah.
I see that.
Kelsey had some brick hands at the end of the year, though, man. I mean, he really did.
He showed up when it mattered.
He's good in the
He was
playoffs.
great in the
That's
playoffs.
true.
Yeah,
He
good in
was
the playoffs.
amazing.
Him
I
and
don't care.
Kadarius Tony were eating together. Or
Oh
something.
god, this was greatness. I hope it rubs off on Tony sometime.
Yeah.
But and that's I guess what I like too. They've got the deep threats. I have no idea. Rasheed Rice. I hope they've parked his car and he might be back sometime. Bring that up all the time. I'm not banking on him there for much. I don't know. But Sky
I
Moore,
think Mr. Reed may have all the receivers' keys in like a fishbowl.
I could see that. Yeah,
And Jordan
especially
Addison
him
been
and
hanging out or what?
and maybe no strip clubs anymore too. Like there's a few variables there. I think they might have a come to Jesus meeting with him.
Yeah.
Still, I think he's suspended 8 games. We'll see. But with Tony, I don't bank on him for much. But when he's like your 4th or 5th weapon, all right. And Sky Moore, I think you're going to bring him inside more, playing the slot. I'm not saying he's going to break out, but complement the deep threats better.
Yeah.
And all his weapons, like
Might be a move the chains guy.
Yeah.
Is Sky Moore a big guy? I mean, is he?
No.
No, he's a slot.
He's like
He's just a straight slot.
Yeah.
I've
That's
never
the
paid
thing.
attention to him.
he's not an outside man, and that's where he played a lot.
That's what happened last year.
Yeah, so I think if you put him in a role he's better suited for, like I guess what I'm saying as a whole, I think their weapons will mesh better than they had last year. I think the D will take a little step back too. I think they're going to need to put up a few more points. It's not going to be garbage.
Yeah.
But all these factors I've went through, and yes, there is some fandom in it. But I think the weapons are better, and I think he's going to try to prove a point that he is still Mahomes. Like, he had a crappy year for his standards in the regular season last year.
Yeah.
You said it.
It is what it is. So I've got him there. I've talked enough about
To be fair, how
Mahomes.
much of that was caused by drops?
Oh, a lot.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean,
It's a bunch.
I think they led the league from their drops last year would have covered the last 3 years for the rest of the league in drops.
He's got a nice house on Lake of the Ozarks now, though. So it'll be
There
okay.
you go. So maybe he'll put all his receivers there and team trying to catch a ball.
Yeah.
That'd be great.
Or maybe they'll all get arrested for embezzling money.
Yeah,
That's a
one or two. Potato
possibility.
top.
I'm going with the upside.
There's
That's
a
why I
floor
got
to
him.
ceiling and everything.
Yeah, exactly. And the other one that surprised me is Anthony Richardson. Like, what do you guys think him at number 5?
I was pretty surprised to see that. But, I mean, he is a dual threat quarterback.
He is. He's unproven.
So Anthony Richardson at 5, I don't have a problem with it because the dual threat. I always see him as like a young Lamar. I mean, coming out.
Maybe not quite as agile.
No, but he's bigger.
I was thinking you'd go Cam Newton.
I can't put anyone up there with him. You know what I mean?
Oh, God.
Even the Florida track, man. I mean, both were at Florida for
That's
Cam.
true. That's true.
While,
and Anthony Richardson, he can move. I mean, if he gets some space, he can flat move. So,
Yeah.
I mean, he just got hurt last year.
And they've got some weapons for him too. Pittman. Alex is Adonai Mitchell, who he likes better than Worthy. I get your point.
Josh Downs is still there, isn't he?
Downs, yes, you're right.
Yeah,
he is.
Josh
They've
Downs.
got a monster. Is it Jaleel Woods at tight end, who's like 6'8", Shaq
He's a
size.
beast, dude.
All he's good for is inside the 5, but there you go. That's all you need. Yeah.
Or a block. I mean,
yeah, and a full year of JT too.
Right.
But that's my question about this is, last year, 2.5 games about all he played due to injuries.
Yeah.
He had a lot of rushing touchdowns. They didn't have Jonathan Taylor. Does that take away from some rushing touchdown upside?
Zach Moss showed up though.
He did.
Zach Moss did.
But if I remember right, he was even slower to start the season. Like, I can't remember who they had running back week 1, 2. Moss came on pretty strong a few weeks in.
Who was?
But
there?
Richardson wasn't there then, so I don't know.
I remember who was there.
I'm just saying, I wonder if, that takes away some. And they might also try to protect him more.
Was Hines there?
thought
No,
this
they
2 years
traded
ago,
Najee. Or not.
Hey, stat guy, Colts running back. Thank you.
That's
what we got him for.
That's
why we paid
No
him.
clue.
Yeah. But that's my thing with him. I don't know. I mean, it's a hell of a talent, no doubt.
Absolutely.
Stroud, stud at 6. I love C.J. Stroud. The lack of rushing upside, I think, hurts him. Like, he was around, I think, 150.
Should be a Panther, but
I was not going to go there.
gosh, my heart sank when that happened.
If you would like, given the struggles you went through with that, a 1-minute rant on that, have the table, or you just want to move on.
That was a bad.
You start with that, and I'll end with how we should have T. Higgins on the Packers, and Aaron Rodgers should still be there.
Yeah. Here we go. We
There's
can
a
all
lot of
go
these
off
draft
today.
mistakes. I'm just looking at Stroud, and I know it's his fantasy, but at number 6, and Bryce Young at 27.
Yeah, right.
That says it
27,
all.
okay.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
But they're working on the other.
Hey, he is. They're projecting him to be a starter. So
God, throwing
Who
darts.
is the backup? Is still Dalton? Because that might
Dalton,
be a problem.
man. Yeah, Dalton, man.
I love the Red
Andy
Rocket.
Dalton, the Red Rocket.
that job might be a risk.
It might be.
Gosh,
I think he
man.
looked better last year. Like, I thought Thielen's best games were with Dalton. I could
Yeah.
be wrong, but
They were. I watched them.
yeah. Another guy I actually think I can't believe I'm high on him, but it's Kyler Murray.
Okay, so I'm glad you say that because
Yeah.
I am huge on Kyler Murray.
Okay, all right.
I don't know why. I honestly do not know why. It's probably because they drafted what I'm going
Marvin
to
Harrison down
want
there
to be
somewhere.
the great,
Yeah, the best
He's gonna be
receiving prospect
amazing.
in a while.
He's gonna be so
Thank
good.
you. I've got him top
The
10
last
receiver.
time
Yes.
that Kyler Murray was good is when he had D-Hop down
Yep,
there.
yep.
D-Hop
Yes,
down there
yes.
somewhere.
He's
Yeah,
proven.
Marvin Harrison down there somewhere.
Yep,
Tyreek,
yep.
you don't know that.
And
Hey,
on top of that,
they've got weapons.
They've got Trey
McBride,
McBride. I mean, he's
yeah.
a beast. So
Yeah.
I mean, I Carter.
Well, and they signed Zay Jones. They've got Greg Dortch. Like, there is weapons there.
There's weapons. I mean, there's a lot of weapons, and I think their defense is coming up. I mean, I got some talent.
Well, that was actually what I was going to say. Is their defense is not great, which for fantasy that bodes well.
No, well, yeah,
He
fantasy.
can
You're
just
not going
keep
to.
the
You want-
Xbox controller down.
Yeah.
First 2 things, I want a quarterback that runs has a crappy defense, and he's going to
Yeah.
have to be chucking it. Like, that's great. I just think there's a lot of. I'm not a Kyler guy, but for fantasy, given what he's stepping into, I think it's a great situation, and I think I might like him better than Joe Burrow, Prescott. I've got him like 7.
Depends,
Okay.
depends what you like.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If you like the pocket passing kind of guy, that
Yeah.
throws up TDs. If Joe Burrow, what was it, a couple of years ago, this
He was amazing.
astronomical,
Yeah.
yardage
He
and
was.
touchdowns, 32 touchdowns?
Well,
something like that. So,
Yeah, is T. Higgins going to be on the team though?
Yeah, we don't know.
Yeah,
Jamar Chase is down there, though.
yeah. There you go. There you go.
I mean, it's...
But Burrow too, the wrist injury, like it was a non-contact, if I remember right, wrist injury. That's like, why did it break?
Yeah.
Like, and they said there's been some soreness in camp, and I'm like, oof.
he showed up like Slim Shady, though. He's
Yeah. Joe Cool. You never go against Joe Cool, so I give you that.
He's got the cut.
He's
It's
got
fine.
How do you want to talk about money bags there, Jordan Love,
Yeah.
number 10?
Take
It's
the
your
floor,
boy.
bud.
Your boy.
You know, actually, I think that he's a little high on 10, but
Really?
I do. Because he's not dual threat. He can't run. He's got weapons. I will say that.
Yeah.
But I think that they've got a dual-headed monster at the running game that they're going to be playing
That's
ahead
fair.
so much.
They have solid.
So-
D. I'll give you that. They're a very good team.
They're going to be winning a lot of games, so he's not going to have to throw.
I mean,
It's the
they
same
paid him.
reason
He
that
better
Rod-
throw some. Like,
Love was pretty relevant in fantasy last year, though. I mean,
He was,
end of the
especially
year-
later in the season.
was he
Not-
top 5-ish the last 8 games?
He turned it around during that Chiefs game and was
yeah,
very
that-
good
I
I
after
mean,
that.
what are we looking at though? Like 9-10 games with 2+ TDs per
Yeah.
game.
Yeah.
I mean,
He
9
was-
or 10. I don't know
He's
what
one
it
of the
was.
best quarterbacks into the year, and this receiving core's young. Like they were developing a rapport. I think they're on the way up.
But that was also
So-
when they were
And he's got
fighting for their lives
That's
to make
true.
it to the playoffs.
Well, it's kind of like screw it, need to make something happen. But
Yeah.
hey, maybe he needs to play with a little bit of that. I mean,
Maybe.
I think his mobility is underrated. I'm not saying he's going to rush for Lamar yards.
That division's so good too that they're
Yeah.
going to have a lot of close games and probably a lot of shootouts.
They're going to be a competitive.
How's their
games.
schedule look like? I mean, is it?
I mean, I
It's
know
pretty
they got to
tough.
play the Lions twice. They got to play the Bears
That's
twice.
true. That's
It's
true.
top
That's
10
true.
in the NFL.
Yeah.
But you could look at that two ways. That's tough. Or, hey, they're going to have to score. And let's look at it optimistic there. Like, I really like him. Honestly, I think he's appropriately ranked, I guess I'd say. I like him better than Dak.
Okay.
I really do. I'm not a
I
big
mean,
Dak guy.
I'll give you that.
Dak's got CeeDee Lamb. And
Neither one of them can get paid though. So.
yeah, exactly.
I mean, what's I
Love
don't
got paid.
Love got. I'm talking about Dak
CD
and
and Dak.
CD.
No, you're
What's
right.
up with Dallas, man? They're just not paying their guys.
Well, I
don't
thought
know.
Jerry-
It's Jerry's world.
Jerry's
They
world.
better live in it.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Definitely
he was
not.
going out, if I remember right, off season, like, oh, we're going all in this year. We're going big. And what'd they do?
Nothing.
Brought Zeke back?
I mean, what
Hey.
they're gonna have to. Hey,
Feed Zeke.
Feed Zeke.
he looks good. He looks good.
I will bet against it as old as he is.
He's old, but he's slimmed up. He's dropped some weight.
He's got a
he
point
got
to
big
prove.
last
Yeah,
year.
I
He
mean-
got
Yeah.
big in New
Yeah.
England.
The fantasy gods always say, man, whenever you drop a fantasy player drops weight, they score to you tutties.
There you go. Hey, best shape of his life.
That's right. There you
Everybody
go.
is this time of year, but
Yeah,
maybe
that's right, that's
maybe
right.
it'll be Zeke's turn. We'll
Feed
see.
him, man.
That's not true. Because, I mean, I believe that we had this certain running back in Green Bay that would come back here. Cheeseburger ready, baby. Cheeseburger ready.
Cheeseburger.
He signed a deal with McDonald's. Give the guy a break. Come on.
He'd come into training camp about 260.
Did you know you're not playing the line? What are you doing?
And they put him on a sports card that year too. I was like, why would you do it to the guy?
I think he brought all that criticism on himself. That's a good call.
rough life.
Okay, well, we'll go with the next 10 quarterbacks at 11. We had Purdy. Jaden Daniels, interesting, at 12. Very interesting.
I have him as a sleeper.
He's
I really
fast.
do.
I like that. He is.
And he should have got drafted higher. So
Will they get him killed? That's something that's a susceptible O-line. I don't know about that. The Bryce Young deal last year, sorry to keep bringing this up, but that showed me these rookie quarterbacks, when you just throw them to the wolves like that,
yeah.
that can happen. I don't know. If you do draft him, I think I'd definitely draft a solid veteran backup just in case it goes to hell. Tua's 13, Goff 14, Trevor Lawrence 15, Caleb Williams at 16. What do you think of that? Williams under Daniels.
Williams is. I mean, let's talk about that. Number one
Yeah,
pick.
yeah.
I mean, what do you think? I'm curious. I want to know what everyone else thinks.
They've got a middle of the pack, and I think that's probably pretty accurate. I don't think he's going to be a total bust because he does have a pretty good offense around him.
Right.
But
They set him up to succeed. I'll say that much.
I don't think that he's going to be your stud. He's not going to come out and be C.J. Stroud next year.
Yeah.
Right.
But I do think that he's pretty well ranked at 15. I think that's pretty close.
There's a lot of upside.
DJ just got
with
paid
weapons.
for him too. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's got weapons.
Odunze, I love that kid in
Odunze,
college.
yeah, beast.
I about liked him better than Neighbors.
I think
Like, he's-
I thought Odunze was the best receiver in the draft.
well, Harrison. I'm not going to go against that.
Well, yeah, there's that.
But
He's decent.
still, he's generational talents. Both could be.
Absolutely.
But yeah, and they got Komet at tight end. Keenan Allen, like you said, DJ. I mean,
Yep.
weapons. Swift's there now.
Swift.
Backfield.
Yeah.
Solid O line now. Like they've really beefed it up. That was my big bugaboo. Was like I didn't think they addressed it. Their top 15 O line. Like their offense looks solid.
Mhm.
Will it transition? I don't think I would want to, like you said, bank on him being a CJ Stroud. But if you could get him as like your second quarterback and just see what happens, that's
I don't hate it.
I think.
I mean, let him ride that bench for a few weeks, and then if he's looking good after about 3
Yeah.
weeks, then you got to start putting him in some spot plays.
yeah,
Absolutely.
exactly.
Absolutely.
Start playing some matchups with him, you know?
And he's versatile too. He's athletic. Like there is a huge ceiling there.
I'm just saying, I'd like to have Caleb Williams sitting on my bench when I see that Detroit's coming to town, and Detroit's going to put up 40 points against them, and Caleb's going to have to throw.
And he's going to have to throw. There might be a few picks in that. We'll see.
Well, you know. Picks are only minus 2 points.
Here, so if you throw
Tony's
4
worth
touchdowns,
6.
2 picks, and
Yeah.
well, that's good. All right, Justin Herbert's behind him, and that one is who I was going to say is a sleeper. Like, I'm worried about the weapons, but
Or lack thereof.
it's just yes, that's a fair point. And Jim Harbaugh's there, run heavy approach. That does concern me. But guys, Justin Herbert was thought of as a top 5 quarterback last few years. Him falling this far, I'm not saying he's going to be that good. I kind of like some of the weapons. I kind of like Ladd McConkey out of Georgia. I kind of like him as a slot guy.
Got him as a sleeper.
You know, you look at it like they lost Keenan Allen. He was aging. McConkey, he could be comparable. I'm not saying he's going to be as good, but comparable skill set is what I'd
Mike
say.
Williams either.
True, but Mike Williams, how many times did you not have him when he was on the team?
True.
Same with Keenan Allen.
Yeah, well, he missed a lot of time too.
I'm a big Palmer guy.
I like Josh Palmer. He's a
big
sleeper for
Palmer
me.
Guy.
Absolutely.
I like Palmer.
So
He's fast.
I
He is
guess
fast.
and the other thing I've thought about is
Makes fast
the rushing
guys not
upside.
fast.
Yeah, there you go. The rushing upside, like he in Oregon back in the college days, he was dual threat.
Right.
We've not
He's
really
also
seen that
about
in the NFL.
40 pounds lighter.
He needs to pack on some to take
Is
the
it because
hits.
of his hair or
And I mean, he's a classy looking dude, guys. That gives him a few spots. So
Right.
come on
Classy
now.
looking dude.
Yeah. I got my boy Kirk at 18. I'm gonna leave him there. I love Kirk Cousins.
Well, I mean, how many primetime games does he have?
Damn it, he's not as bad as Atlanta. Come on, it's the defense. It's not Kirk. Come on, he's got over that.
Kirky?
But he's coming off an Achilles injury. He's up there in age.
Still mad about.
Where's
Michael
Rodgers
Phoenix
on this
getting-
list? Where's,
Yeah,
where is
I'm not making
Rodgers
play
on this
better.
list? It's too
he's
low.
coming. He's 20. He's 20. He's behind. Let's see who we got. He's behind Stafford.
We don't even know if he's
The
gonna play.
disrespect.
The disrespect is right.
Go ahead,
We're
this is
talking
your
about
guy.
a 4-time MVP.
He gonna chuck it to Garrett Wilson. You've been talking about they down there somewhere.
Yeah, he's got Garrett Wilson.
That's a guy
He's
I'm high
got
on.
Brees Hall. You know, you can throw
Yeah.
screens.
Absolutely. Yeah. Well, that's all Zach Wilson could do last year, and that
And
that
Rodgers
was their
loves to do the
offense.
championship belt, so
Oh,
he's
yeah.
going to run some in.
He's.
Jesus.
I don't give a damn that he's 41. He likes his celebration.
I can
He's gonna
discount
score
double
tutties.
check it all day.
I love the logic. I'm in. Screw it. Top 10 quarterback.
Give me a jersey.
Top 20, top 10.
Oh my gosh.
I know that in my fantasy leagues, I'm a guy that will draft my receivers and running backs first.
Yeah.
And then the quarterback position is so deep that usually you can
gosh.
find a pretty good one.
You
Yes.
can. You
So
can.
I will, I'll take Rodgers in the 6th round.
Yeah.
Like, give it to me.
Well, you
he's
can
coming
get
off
two of these guys.
injury, and he's way underranked right now. His ADP is going to be low. Granted, he's going to be a guy that other people are probably going to reach for
Yeah.
too. But like you said, or like I said, the quarterback spot is so deep. Like he's number 20, and would you be mad at Aaron Rodgers being your quarterback in a fantasy league?
No, I mean,
Not
I
at
think
all.
after the top guys, possibly your 7 through 20 something could be interchangeable. So if you're to that point in the draft, I'm like, yeah, screw it. Like, what do you think about Rodgers and Caleb Williams?
If I don't have a
See who
top 5
hits.
pick and can't get him in the 2nd round, of my top quarterback in the 2nd round, then I'm probably waiting until the 6th or 7th to pick one.
It's fair.
That's
Which-
that's very fair.
Yeah, I mean, that was one thing I was going to talk about later, strategies
Yeah, that's very
on
fair.
what we're going to do. And that's a way to look at the quarterback position.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it also depends if it's a 2 quarterback league or a 1 quarterback
well,
league.
as a super flex kind of changes things. I'm in
Oh,
one of
gosh,
those.
that
and,
changes the whole
I'm
dynamic.
taking a
Yeah.
quarterback high, but we won't get into that. What do you guys think of Will Levis? That's a guy I was looking at as a sleeper potentially.
Will Levis.
That line's not as good as it used to be.
Yeah.
It's not. He's got some weapons.
He
And
does have
D-Hop
some
is
weapons.
Older. They gave Ridley a boatload of money
He
and told
looked-
them not to get on DraftKings.
He looked okay last year in spurts.
He did. He has a little rushing upside. I'm not saying he's a top 10 quarterback by any means, but as my 2nd quarterback, I might take a flyer.
He's a
might
decent.
take
He's
a
a decent
flyer.
backup.
Yeah. I think there could be some upside. As I don't think their defense is great. You know, he's going to throw the ball some.
Well, he's got Spears coming out of the backfield too.
I like him.
I mean, he's
Spears and Pollard. I mean,
Yeah, I say Spears is probably not your starting running back.
no.
I
he's
think
gonna-
it's a
he's gonna-
two-headed
he's-
monster.
Yeah,
He's going to get a lot of touches.
He's going to get.
Oh, he's
receptions.
explosive.
I mean, he's going to throw him the ball.
Yes, sir. He's one of
Yeah.
the most explosive guys out of the
Yeah,
backfield.
he's going to throw
So
him the ball.
That's going to help his upside. I think he's got some weapons. Is my point.
He does.
I kind of like him. I'm not. Don't want him as my starter, but I'd take a flyer.
I don't hate it. I don't hate it.
Calvin Ridley, I mean, he got paid.
Yeah,
You know,
so
they're,
he
they're,
better do
they're
something.
paying him for something. So.
Absolutely, they saw something. I
Yeah.
didn't see it, but hey, good for them. And like I said, no DraftKings. He might be good. We'll see. Last one I was looking at is what do you guys think of Deshaun Watson?
Oh, gosh.
It's over. The ship's
Oh, that
sailed.
explains that one.
The ship has sailed.
I mean, go with Flacco.
Yeah,
They didn't even-
dude, they got
didn't even keep
squints.
him.
I know.
They got
I
squints,
know.
guys.
I know.
They got Jameis. They got a chance.
Flacco's what, in Indy now?
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
backing up
back in
Richardson,
Indy,
which
yeah.
that could be big if he gets hurt.
That's true.
I mean,
Well,
not for fantasy.
Jameis is gonna be like, I see orange jerseys. Like, you're playing the Bengals, idiot.
He's like, I got Amari Cooper, 50-50 ball. That's all he does.
Oh, man.
Oh shoot!
Hey, speaking of getting paid, though, Tua got paid.
Yeah.
Good lord,
Yeah.
that's these quarterbacks have got paid.
Well, the thing is, I don't understand the Tua thing as much because he's like one concussion away from never being able to play again.
there's got to be a clause in that contract, like
Yeah.
you know that if there is a concussion, we get out of all this.
You're
guaranteed
working
money.
at Arby's.
You might be at home, guys, and I don't mean to laugh about it, but that's scary.
Yes.
Yeah, I thought his
and
career
I'm
was
not
over
touching
when he
Oh,
had
look-
the last head injury he had where he
But when he
got
walks to
up.
the other team, when you're lining up behind the edge rusher, you got a problem. Get him
Then
off.
they let him come back.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that
That's
was a
bad.
bad look.
Yeah.
It was. But there's really no one else that intrigues me. Like, I'm sorry, I'm not on board with Daniel Jones, Bryce Young, Russell Wilson, like
No.
Bo
Not
Nix.
Daniel Jones.
Danny
DeVito.
Dimes. Danny Dimes. Oh,
DeVito.
dude, that was fun for a hot minute. I'll give it to him. I mean, that was some scout team running around BS stuff, but it was
What?
fun.
Hey,
He got paid.
Geno
too.
Smith's got some weapons.
Gino does.
Geno
I'm
does
sorry, I
have some
overlooked him.
weapons.
Right
Yeah.
behind Deshaun there. And the Bake Show. Ooh, the Bake Show.
You know, Bake's always got some weapons, and he ain't afraid to sling it.
That's true.
And you know, I'm also, if we're talking about QBs, I'm not trying to be a little biased because I'm an Auburn fan, but Bo Nix. I mean, honestly, I know he's going to Denver. Listen,
Yeah.
though.
Listen.
Listen.
You got some
Just hear me
explaining to
out,
do.
guys.
He's going to come in as a rookie quarterback with a lot more experience than all these sophomore QBs.
Yeah,
been around
he's already
forever.
like 25 or
He's
something.
got a.
Him and Penix both, it's like you're older than half the starters in the league.
He started a lot of games, guys. I mean,
Yes.
that's experience coming in. That's a big deal.
And with Sean
I mean,
Payton?
I mean,
mean,
he's a quarterback guy.
Bo Nix played with Justin Herbert in college.
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
He was
I mean,
at Auburn. Was he with Cam Newton in Auburn? That might be stretching it.
He
but
could hit the ground running though. He really could if they
Yeah.
started.
The only
really good.
thing I'll say is Peyton wanted him in the draft, and I mean that's another deal. They got a crap defense. Like
Oh,
they're
it's
going to be
true.
throwing.
Yeah.
I mean he's going to have opportunities. I think he's starting week 1. Well, yeah, Zach Wilson's there, so he's starting. So,
yeah.
I could see that. I'm not touching him for fantasy yet, but he's got to keep.
Well, I'm
an
not
eye on
touching him for fantasy.
But it's got to keep an eye
But
on.
I'm
No,
saying it's a
I'll
guy
give you
that
that.
you know
Yeah.
you're talking about. Some people don't
Yeah.
even draft a quarterback.
Yeah.
So I mean, if you're not drafting a quarterback and you want to snag after 1 or 2
Yeah.
games,
Yeah, no, he's worth keeping an eye on. There's some dynamic there that could work well for him. So I'll give you that. Is there any
running
other
backs
guys?
now? Well,
We
God,
can.
Let's go.
Are
Let's
you
do
ready?
running backs.
We can do it. Yeah, that'd be
Like
fun.
the most volatile subject in fantasy
Absolutely.
sports.
Yeah, it's throw a dart and hope they don't tear their ACL. There you go.
that's right. Change
J.K.
I mean, oh
the
man,
grass.
I think that was everything he tore. But you know, is there stat guy? See, is there a lower body muscle, tendon, ligament he's not tore? That's a
Dobbins,
good.
no.
Okay, never
I'll
mind.
answer
It's
that for you.
answered.
I'm a doctor.
All right, so right off the top, McCaffrey is the unanimous number 1. Is that? I don't think there's
I think
an
he's the
argument there.
unanimous number one.
Yeah,
everything.
draft pick.
Like, just
all
The only
time, every
question
time.
is he healthy?
He
Like,
catches
can stay
touchdowns.
healthy,
He
I should
runs
say.
touchdowns. Heck,
He does it
might
all.
throw
He
for some
throws them.
this year.
He does it all. I love McCaffrey.
Yeah.
The only thing I'll say, back to your Panthers days,
Yeah, come
look
on,
at the injuries. I'm sorry, man. And there is a possibility. It's like, hey, if we're winning games, I might get through another injury.
Yeah.
You know, he did go through a period there, and he is not young for running back.
No,
We gave him a lot of touches, though.
Yeah, they ran him
They
down.
ran him. They ran him.
I mean they use
So
him a
between
lot in
the
San
tackles,
Francisco.
They
too.
do. They do.
But they put him in a more position to succeed.
Yeah.
Like they don't.
You got a little bit of blocking ahead of him too.
Yeah.
He does, and
in
it's not
San Fran.
between the tackles.
That
30
George
carries,
Kittle
do
guy has
something.
kind of got his
Yeah.
back.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
A little
They're
bit.
getting him in space, and look what
Yeah.
happens. So yeah, and they've got a decent line. Like the only thing, like I said, the only thing with him is will he stay healthy? And he's pretty, very good distributor. McCaffrey's the one weapon they have there. The other guys, I'm afraid they're going to cannibalize each other. We'll get to them later. McCaffrey's the one I think don't have to worry about it. He's getting his touches. If he's healthy, he's number 1. After that, though, Who do you like better between Bijan and Brees Hall? Like, I'm split. They're both great. Like,
Who's
I think-
Bijan's backup this year?
Algiers still there.
Still Algier.
But the
Okay.
difference is this coach is like, hey, you're the best running back. We're not going to get cute with it. We're giving our most talented guy the ball.
He needs the ball.
That's what drove me nuts last year.
I think Brees Hall's on the better team, so I'm gonna go with him.
I could see that. And both have, like, I was like, okay, O-line. They're both top 5, top 10
Yeah.
arguably.
Yep.
Both are behind good lines.
So I'm looking at on fantasy relevancy. I'm looking at what defenses are playing. So I mean, the South sucks.
The South sucks.
So
Yeah,
I
that's
mean,
fair.
you're getting
Yeah.
you're getting almost 8 games a year that
Yeah.
you're putting up some numbers.
There's not a stand-up defense.
Absolutely.
That's
And
fair.
I don't hate that. I think that Bijan's gonna be a good fantasy running back this year.
Well, and they use him. Both these guys can catch the ball. Like, that's just big. They're not
Oh, yeah.
one-dimensional.
Absolutely.
They're both great in the passing game. With Brees Hall, I really think that he will take the next step. He's probably who I'm going with because of overall team context. I think they're going to play with some leads, which Atlanta might too. Like, I'm really
Right.
going back and forth.
They're both probably playoff teams. So
Yeah. I don't have a problem either one. Whoever you rank 2, who you rank 3, skill set wise are similar. Like, this is like that Spider-Man meme you talk about all the time.
Yeah.
We're going through it right now, and it's like, gosh dang, all these scenarios, like, they check the same boxes.
Absolutely.
They're both great. I'd have no problem with if I don't get McCaffrey getting one of these guys. Like, probably over most of the top receivers.
I'd probably go Bijan.
Okay.
I mean, it was 2 to 1.
I think
Yeah,
that
no.
the build that Bijan has makes him be a little bit more durable.
right.
That's fair.
I go with him just because I'll never ever draft a Jet. So,
Until now. They got Rodgers
so-
coming back.
J-E-T-S,
Yeah.
Jet. Nah, I got him going to the AFC Championship this year.
no.
You did. You had Jets and Chiefs. Yeah, yeah. That's ballsy there. I like it. I like it. It's very ballsy.
You're spreading
So-
out, boys.
Spreading out.
Yeah, we gotta get together, huddle up. So, man, you know what? I think I'm gonna flip on it because Bijan was Texas. He was a Horn. That's how close this is. I'm like, I've loved Bijan for years.
All right.
enough.
This is gonna come down to
I'll
whatever
be on my
button
own little
clicks.
island over here with my Brees Hall.
Whichever.
I think
comes close to
consensus is either way you're gonna be okay though.
Yeah.
I think they're clear cut top 3. Like after that, Jonathan Taylor and Gibbs. I like those two in the same tier. Like I kind of agree with the rankings here. I think I'm going to go Taylor over Gibbs because Gibbs has
Okay.
Montgomery.
I'm going to
Still
Saquon
there.
over both of them.
I'm not. Okay. Because he's actually on a good team.
He's
now?
actually on a good team.
Yeah, that
He's
helps.
got a line without Kelsey, but he's got a line.
He does have a line. They're top 3, I believe, in the league. You're not worried about tush push tutties anymore then.
No.
So him not losing the touchdowns on the ground. The counter to that is New York didn't score any touchdowns. So,
That's fair.
True. Very true. Gibbs is going to share a lot with Montgomery. That's not going to change.
I agree. I love their
I think
offense as a whole.
it'll range back a little. I think it'll calm down a little. I don't think that they can just keep giving Montgomery 30 carries a game every game.
Well, what's odd is Montgomery before last year wasn't really a goal line
That's
specialist.
Dave Campbell's thing, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. But look at what Gibbs did the second half of last year. That's why I think it's more 70-30 split. They eased him in as a rookie, let the more talented back down the stretch when they needed it.
Was he the more talented back, though? Or was
Gibbs,
he just the more
yes.
scissors?
No, he's the more talented back.
Okay.
I think so, hands down. I really do.
I thought you
Not
were
like-
talking about Montgomery, so I got you.
No,
I'm with you.
Gibbs.
I'm on
Oh,
the
I
side.
thought you were saying Montgomery was the most.
No,
I was like, yeah.
Gibbs is. That's what I'm saying. Down the
Okay.
stretch, they let Gibbs have the ball more because was the more talented back.
Oh, absolutely.
He was a rookie. Like they eased him in last year. I think. I get it. There were some fantasy owners I think were just pissed off.
Maybe-
when
I
they
had
drafted
it.
him.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I mean,
Maybe
But you
it
held
was
on
a
to him,
big
right?
brain move
Oh,
by
yeah, you
Dan
had to,
Campbell.
Yeah.
It was a big brain move by Dan Campbell. It's like, let's keep his legs
Yes,
fresh.
it was.
So when we can get him in the playoffs.
It was. Yeah. So
bold move, Con.
Yeah.
bold strategy, Cotton. It did
Basically,
pay
Dan
off,
Campbell's
but it
like,
didn't.
fuck your fantasy team.
Not looking out for my boys back home.
That's not what I get paid to do, guys.
Yeah,
Sorry. But yeah, I'm going Taylor over him as I really think he's going to get the lion's share a little more than Gibbs, but I like them both. I think they're a cut above Barkley. I'm sorry. Saquon is a little older than these guys. A few more injuries, more tread on the tires. New York basically tried to kill him. I think he's a solid player still. And Hurts has not really got a track record of using the running back like out of the backfield,
No.
targeting him. For
But
these
then again,
factors,
has he really ever had a
I mean, he had
good running
Swift.
back?
He's had some. Miles Sanders was a fairly Carolina Panthers guy. Was he decent receiving back?
Pretty much his
I think
whole
he was
career had
decent.
running back by committee.
Yeah.
He was terrible last year.
Well, I mean,
But he didn't
can
have
you
much,
blame him?
Didn't have much to work with, but
Yeah.
he was still bad.
Yeah,
Even if he was on a good team, he was going to be bad the way he was running the football.
that's fair.
But I mean, as far as Miles Sanders and comparing him to Barkley,
Well, it doesn't
you know
really
what I mean.
compare. Yeah.
But I'm saying on the Eagles, you're
Oh.
gonna see Barkley prevail. I mean, he's gonna just that line.
So what do you
Just
think? Do you,
the
do you like
line.
Barkley better than Gibbs and Taylor then?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you got him for 2.
I don't like JT at all.
Really?
I don't like him.
I-
I mean, he had what 2 very relevant years.
Yeah.
Very fantastic.
He's had some injury issues.
but-
Yeah, I thought he looked pretty
Borderline
good.
MVP season
Yeah,
until he got hurt.
I mean, he just it's
My
been-
thing
it's
for
been
him
a
is last
blunder
year,
since.
they still got a pretty good O-line. And last year, I thought second half of the year he actually played pretty good. Taylor did. I thought he looked more like vintage JT. I really
How many
did.
games did he miss?
Oh, he missed a lot at the beginning.
Yeah,
Did he miss
several.
6 to begin the year?
Several
But it
games.
was all beginning of the year, if I remember right.
Yeah, it was.
You know,
yeah,
once he
yeah.
got back healthy, I thought he had a high ankle sprain, which
Which
takes
he
a
also
lot.
came back into Zach Moss, who was running
Yeah.
the football like a madman.
He
So,
was. He was. Yeah. But that's where I'm at. I'm gonna go Taylor, Gibbs, Barkley. After that, like I said, I think there's a little drop off.
I'm gonna go
Yeah.
Gibbs, or I'm gonna go
Barkley.
I'm gonna go Barkley, Gibbs, Taylor.
Yeah, that's fine.
I'm right there with Gibbs as far as that.
Okay.
I don't think that Jonathan Taylor is gonna be as effective as he was 3 years ago when he had his good season.
I'm right
That's
there
fair.
with you on that. 100%.
I'll draft him then. I like it. I like it.
Yeah, you are in the same league as me.
Yeah. There we go. Yeah, let's see how this actually plays out.
Yeah.
We'll get to
Yeah.
it.
Take notes over there.
Okay, so after that we got Derrick
Alex
Henry at
is in that
7.
too.
Yeah. There we go. Are we even at Benchwarmers Basement Band, everyone?
We might.
Stay tuned. Stay tuned. We don't want to give that away. All right, there we go. Look at that
Fantastic.
PR work. After that, I mean, Derrick Henry. I don't feel right going against him, but I've actually got him a little lower. I don't feel good about saying it, but he is 30. I know he's probably built like a fridge and would probably run me through the wall.
I think
if
this
he
is
heard
the year that he
this.
finally slows down.
I don't think he's going to slow down to the point of being irrelevant, but I don't think he's the 7th running back. I think he's a little lower. Also, like I said, their line is not as good as I think it was last year. I think he's
You're
going
gonna
to
put Pacheco above him, aren't you?
No, I'm not, I have him lower than actually he's on here. I told you I'm getting my Chiefs fandom out.
But he runs like he's
Mahomes.
mad at the ground.
He does, which does not bode well for injuries either.
Yeah.
So, Pacheco, I love it. He's a little beast, but gosh dang, the way he runs, and he doesn't look at holes.
I believe
He
your
just-
boy Jason Kelsey's phrase for him was, "He runs like he bites people."
Yeah, pretty much. He's like a little pissed off chihuahua. Yeah, he is.
So if you had Henry and let's put like an Alvin Kamara on the board.
Oh, I don't have Kamara.
I
way
know.
down.
But, so you're taking Henry all day?
Yeah, over Kamara?
Okay.
Absolutely.
What
yeah.
about Travis Etienne?
I've got ETN just a hair higher than Henry. I
fair.
like ETN.
Okay.
I'm going to tell you what, a guy I'm really high on, I was going to get to him later, but it's James Cook. And I said why earlier. Like,
All right.
the way their offense transitioned to him. As a Chiefs fan in the playoffs, I'm not kidding you, that game we played them, I'm like, please don't give him the ball. Please don't give him the ball.
Yep.
He's crazy explosive.
He is too.
He has a drop issue, but when he catches the freaking ball out of the backfield, I'm telling you, I watched a lot of their games down the stretch, and the dude, I love his skills. I mean,
They've got to make someone relevant to get the pressure off Allen. So I mean,
exactly.
they've got to.
I think they're going to use him more. They did for a stretch last year, and this is my hot take. I've actually got him right behind ETN. Like, I've got him around the 9 range. James Cook, he's 15. What they had, I've got him right.
And we're
above
doing
Henry.
standard on that.
Yeah,
We're doing
standard, yeah,
I'll,
yeah.
I'll say that's fair.
I do. I really like him. I
So-
think more touchdown upside
So
too.
are you coming in with a sledgehammer to the wall, swinging right now on Josh Jacobs, or what?
No, I think it's going to be a two-headed monster there. So
Yeah, I think
He's
you're right.
12. Yeah.
You,
yeah.
you did say that earlier.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
that there's
I
going to
think
be
you're right.
too many.
Yeah.
I think that either he's going to get all the touches and AJ Dillon's going to steal his touchdowns, or
Right.
vice versa.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't think that he is as talented as Aaron Jones was, because Aaron Jones was able to still
Oh.
get a ton of
Ooh.
catches out of the
Oh,
backfield.
You think that Josh Jacobs
I think he's a
isn't
step
as
back.
talented as-
I think he's a step back.
I think he's fantastic when he's healthy. mean, he's
I think Jones is a better receiver, but as far as runner, I was Jacobs. Truthfully, that's where I thought. What surprised me is I thought AJ Dillon and Josh Jacobs, their games were so similar. I was surprised.
They're both big guys that
Yeah.
run the ball hard.
that are good between the tackles, I think it's fair to say. And Jones was kind of a different change of pace. So I was surprised. But you're more plugged into the Packers than me.
But
so
I think that when you say in between the tackles, that's more of Josh Jacobs'
Yeah.
things, while AJ Dillon will run through people.
Well, they're running the same direction.
North and south.
Who did you guys take out of Cal, though, that I thought Marshawn, not Lynch, but I thought he might factor in, and it might be a three-headed monster. Oswald and Jacobs.
I don't remember who you're talking. I know that we drafted someone.
Marshawn Lloyd.
Lloyd.
Yes,
There you
Marshawn
go,
Lloyd.
yeah.
Yes,
Marshawn.
you're
I mean,
absolutely
that's
correct.
pretty good draft capital for running back.
He's all right. He's solid.
Yeah.
Had a good
Did
college
we take him?
career.
Did we take him in the second or the third?
Third. I believe
Okay.
it's third.
Yep,
Yeah.
third.
So, yeah, sorry, back to these. Okay, they
I
had
don't
Henry
see him
7.
being relevant this year yet.
Okay, that's fair. No, that's fair.
So we're at
He might-
7, right?
Yeah, it's got
Okay.
Henry, Kyron Williams, ETN, and Pacheco. Here, I'll go through 15 because we've been throwing a lot of these names in.
Keep rolling.
HN is 11.
I have him as being higher than that. I think that's gonna be a little bit better.
Well, hang on, Sunshine. I was going to go through 15. I
Okay,
know, you're
whatever.
just chomping at the bit here. Your boy Jacobs is 12, Joe Mixon 13, Kenneth Walker 14, and James Cook was 15. And that's why I'm
Okay.
really high on him. Now the floor is yours. Go ahead.
Well, I think that Achane is going to have. I think that he's going to be better than that. He was
Really?
outstanding last year, and they played. Do they even have Mostert healthy?
Yeah,
right now?
well, he is as of now, but he's a 31-year-old running back.
Okay,
But,
so that's
yeah.
Achane's backfield.
Yes, it is.
For the most part.
Actually, Mostert was kind of their lead back. A-Chain. He is possibly the most explosive per carry / catch
Absolutely.
in the NFL.
I call him
but
the dice roll. I mean, I really
Yeah.
do. I mean,
Injuries? Is that's where I was going with it.
Man, you're rolling the dice. If you're hitting sevens first all day, that guy is running up. I mean, he's scored any touchdowns, but
What he come in his
He's-
first game
yeah.
that Mostert got hurt? He came in and ran for
Oh.
like 280
Oh,
yards.
yeah.
It
he
helped
like
that it was
freaked,
against
yeah.
Denver, and they were
Yeah.
already up by about 30 points. Fair. And they made him look good.
Fair.
But that didn't matter for fantasy. I mean, yeah, he is so explosive, but he's small.
So-
He's had injury issues in college. Out of Texas, I think it was A&M. Like,
They do have
good
Mostert
job,
as their
stat guy.
starter.
Nice.
Moser, yeah, H-N. Jalen Wright. That's the problem I have with H-N.
Fair.
They took him out of Tennessee.
Where's he?
Don't forget
Very-
that San
he's
Francisco
way down.
also made Jeff Wilson Jr. look
He's-
relevant for
That's
a little
fair.
while.
That's fair. Well, they're,
I think he's their fourth running back.
the way that McDaniel schemes their offense, it gets their players, all of them, running back, receivers, in good spots. It does. I really like Jalen Wright. He's way down at 58.
Where do you come from?
Tennessee.
Tennessee.
He's a very good back out of Tennessee. Explosive. He's a little bigger.
He
was very
yes.
good.
Yeah, I remember him now.
And this is going to be my bold take.
All right.
A little crazy. I think by the end of the year, he might be the best back in their backfield. I'm not saying isn't because of injuries,
Okay.
but I'm scared to death of H-Chan's injuries. I'm drafting Wright bench stash.
You're drafting him. You're,
I'm going to draft him the very end of the draft. Yes, as a bench stat.
okay.
Well, now if I'm in league with you, I'm not. Okay.
I'm gonna wait until depends where I'm at the waiver wire as far as
Yeah,
that goes. If
I
I
say
have a
that.
high waiver wire pick, I'm not drafting him. I'm waiting until one of those guys gets hurt and I'm picking him up on the waiver wire.
I see your point.
So if you're going into like a rookie coming in and doing, are you putting him above like a Blake Corum?
Ooh, that's a tough one. They're both,
you
I
know
think,
what I mean?
great.
They're
Yeah,
kinda- you gotta-
because he's a Kyron Williams. He is Kyron Williams 2.0.
I think it's the same setup.
It's very
think it's
similar.
the same
I
setup.
might go Corum over him. He's another one I was going to mention as a
Okay.
sleeper.
Right.
These are stashes. Like
Right.
these are guys
Oh, yeah.
you draft into the draft. It's Kyron Williams. He's got a checkered injury past too. Like that's why I had him
Yes.
lower. He's number 8 on here. I've got him a little lower. No problem with skill set. Good system with McVay. Injuries and his backup. Like Corum was a beast at Michigan. Touchdown machine.
Yeah.
I think he had
Animal.
25, 6 last year.
Animal.
Like he's
And a
amazing.
team that almost exclusively ran the ball.
Yes, they did. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, JJ. Don't care about your game tape. Or the ball.
Yeah.
Good luck
So-
in Minnesota, buddy.
Yeah. So those are some guys I'm really looking at late. That's my problem with H-Chan. I mean, I get you're going upside. You're upside. That's fair.
So where was H-N on here?
He's number 11.
Yeah, number 11.
And
standard.
I've got him
Top 10.
lower. Obviously, if I'm looking at his third string guy above him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So they 10 on fan pro.
And I don't want to touch Mostert either because he was great last year. No discredit to him, but that was maybe his healthiest year, and he's 30, 31. No
Well, yeah,
thanks.
he,
No thanks.
he was
Like,
injured every year
yeah,
in San
in San
Francisco.
Fran. Yeah. And magically he finds a fountain of youth and it happens. Cool. I don't think lightning's striking twice.
Okay.
That's where I'm at. So give me Jalen Wright.
I think it
later.
already happened twice. He's already done 2 years in Miami, hasn't he?
I know last year was huge. I think the other year, maybe half a season, was
Yeah.
very good. I don't think it was a whole year. But who else? Joe Mixon. We haven't talked about him. What do you think?
There's no reason to.
We know what he is.
He's gonna get hurt. So
He's gonna
Move
probably
on.
He's either gonna get hurt or he's just gonna look slow like he has last two.
I was gonna say he's gonna average
Yeah.
3 yards per carry, but get a
Yeah.
fair amount of touchdowns there. Houston's an explosive offense.
He's on the Frank Gore train at this point. Like he's in that point of his
That's
career.
fair. Yeah,
Wow,
that's fair. So we're gonna see him boxing on YouTube and like.
Hopefully not.
Oh, man.
Hopefully not.
All right. So Kenneth Walker, that's another. I mean, maybe I'm being a prick on this with running backs because they can all get hurt. Like to downgrade HN
Well, like
for
I said
Kenneth
when we
Walker's had
started
injuries.
this that it was the most volatile position.
It is. It is. But he's got a very solid backup in Zach Charbonnet. That concerns me a little, that being a.
Charbonnet was actually
good.
just as good last year.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Walker played what, maybe 3 or 4 games before he got hurt last year.
Yeah, he was hurt early in the
And do you
season.
know what?
with
Do you know what it all
Charbonnet.
depends on? How Geno's throwing the ball.
Yeah, it
I mean,
does. No, you're right.
If you're gonna draft a Seattle running back,
Yeah.
you better hope Geno can't throw to DK. Period, and they're just gonna get touches.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And
Well, they got
Charbonnet.
Najigba too.
Yeah, and Tyler
but
Lockett's still
it goes
around,
to
but
Geno
still.
if you're getting
It's all about
last year,
Geno.
2 years Geno
Yeah.
or 4 year Geno.
If
Yeah.
you're getting 2 years ago Geno, this offense looks awesome. If you're
That's
getting last year's Geno, you got a problem.
Rough.
Charbonnet, though, I will give him credit as far as catching passes. Like I think he's a better pass catcher if they're playing
Well,
from behind.
even
than
before Walker did get hurt, those guys were pretty much doing a 50-50 split on carries. Like,
I think Walker still was their main back.
yeah.
I think so, and he's a fine talent, but I don't like him.
It's a
there.
two-headed dragon there.
Yeah,
It is.
yeah, and I'd rather have these guys that are their job. That's why I like James Cook so much. But we got Rashad White, 16, doesn't do anything for me.
Yeah, I
Forget
know.
about my dual threat Kamara.
Well, he's down there a little bit. I'm
Yeah.
getting there. He's actually number 21.
Yeah.
So-
I mean, rightfully so.
Yeah, I was kind of surprised he was so low, but he's up there in age. That
You're
offense
talking
is
about
not
Alvin
great.
Kamara.
Yeah, I've got him down 21, and this is standard league.
Standard league,
so no
yeah.
PPR.
So
Yeah.
if you're PPR and you're drafting Kamara.
He's higher.
I
Oh,
mean,
much
oh,
higher.
for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, he might get
You are.
7-8 catches again.
Yeah.
For
But
25 yards,
standard, yeah, you got a lot more guys.
Yeah,
that need to go above
absolutely.
him, so.
Montgomery's at 17. That's the first non-starter we've got on here.
Yep.
I don't know that
Something that Kamara does have going for him is he's going to have a rookie quarterback. And
he's got Derek
those-
Carr there.
Well, Derek Carr sucks, so they're going to have a rookie quarterback by like game 4.
I don't even know who they have backing him up. I mean, they gave Carr a crap ton of money, so I think he's got a little job security, but he might get hurt by that. I mean,
Didn't they draft a quarterback? No, they drafted Bowers, didn't they?
They have Taysom Hill, as far as I know, but Squints is gone. He's in Cleveland now.
Yeah.
So
They didn't
we
draft
got
Bowers.
Jake
Vegas
Kennedy.
drafted Bowers.
Spencer
Yeah.
Rattler out of Oklahoma. Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Yeah, see,
Good
they
call.
drafted a quarterback.
They did draft a quarterback. I'll give you that.
But
Yeah.
he's not even their second on their. I forgot
Right.
the Derek Carr. For some reason, I was thinking back to my picks.
Yeah. You
'Cause
just
I
keep
believe
thinking.
I had them picking Bo Nix. I believe.
Oh yeah. I'm sorry. Yeah, we cover everything, guys. We try to anyway.
We're not good at it.
Well, we do have full time gigs.
Best shot.
All
At least
right.
we're entertaining. Okay,
Sometimes.
so yeah, James Conner, 18.
So huge on him if he stays healthy.
Agreed. Does it
Huge
concern you about Trey Benson, who they
No,
drafted
nothing
out
at
of
all.
Oregon?
Nothing at all.
Really?
I'm huge
Okay.
on James Conner. I think
Okay.
everyone is. And this is just me. You know what I mean? I'm
Hey,
huge.
it's fair.
I'm huge on him. I think.
I think he's a good value pick.
Yes. I mean,
Yeah,
if
at
you're-
18, I'll give
if
you
you
that.
have Kyler come back having a good year, you're going to have people eyeballing Harris. I mean, you
Yeah.
got McBride.
He's got more help than he's had in the past.
Yeah,
And-
it's going to take a little bit of pressure off of him.
Yeah, I agree, and I mean the touchdown upside is absolutely there.
When he came in and was healthy, he was.
Yeah, and
Oh
I mean
my
they
gosh.
look to give him the ball too down there.
Yeah,
I mean, no
absolutely.
doubt about it. He's the goal line back, does it all.
And if you're looking at anything, I mean, James Conner's a pick.
Yeah.
In my eyes, James
Okay.
Conner's a pick.
I'm not quite as high on him. I do like him, and when you're talking 18, yeah, I'll give you that.
Yeah, 100%.
Trey Benson, I do wonder how he's going to play in. He was pretty good out of Oregon. I mean, and
Right.
they drafted him. This is another situation like Corum. They drafted a guy with a similar skill set to Connor. He's got if Connor goes down, I'm all over that. Like I'm
Agreed.
looking at him and possibly drafting late.
That might be a one of those two-headed dragon deals where you get them both.
Yeah,
And for injury
exactly.
purposes,
You've got
let
him
it,
stashed
Let it
and-
roll, stash it.
I like
call
your
that
thinking there.
handcuff.
I do that a lot. A
Yeah.
handcuff, correct.
Handcuff, there it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Got a little clutch there, bud.
Yeah, there you go. Hey, that's what you're here for. The one-liners, the funny shit, and sometimes very useful
and the
information.
funny hat.
That is awesome.
I thought that was your
I'm
hair,
telling-
man.
Yeah, you could do it though. I feel like you could grow it out like that. Yeah, go for it. Come on.
Sure.
Make Rogers' hair great again. There we go. Ramondre Stevenson, I'm sorry, out of New England at 19. Talent-wise, I think he could be actually on a top 10 back. The situation sucks.
Who's behind him?
Who
cares?
It's New England.
Wait, is Antonio Gibson there?
Yes, you're right. I think they did sign him.
That's scary.
That could hurt some. That could hurt
for
some.
him. I mean, that is.
I'm going to tell you what, this is a total hot take, and I'm not an NFL trade guy like I am baseball, but how cool would it be? Stevenson in Dallas.
Ooh.
Behind that O-line, that team, I don't think they're going
He
anywhere.
prime Zeke, man.
He could be. He's super talented.
Yeah.
I've always thought he is, but with the situation they've got.
Dude, look at that quarterback.
Guys, look at the whole freaking depth chart. Their receivers.
We went from Tom Brady to this. Sorry, go ahead. Stay on the running back train.
That's
Stay on the
fair.
running back train.
We'll get their receiver. Screw it. There's nothing we're drafting out of New
nothing.
England,
Is
guys.
Brissett gonna start week
So
1 though?
yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
I don't think you throw Drake May to the Wolves right off the bat. Like I think you need to give him a few weeks.
Don't go full, never go full Mike Jones.
No, dear God, no, we don't.
Never
do that.
go full Mike.
There's no point in it. Their O line's not good. Like let the kid learn. Don't kill him. So, Aaron Jones is at 20. Ex-Packer, buddy. What do you think? At 20.
I mean,
I like the value. Personally.
I do too because I mean he's dual threat. He can catch the ball.
Yeah. I don't know about their quarterback situation. Like that's another one. Who starts week 1? Like, do we go Sam Darnold, or do they go ahead and go with McCarthy?
Sam
Well,
Darnold's
apparently
starting.
Gallup didn't know
kinda
either
think
because
the
he
same.
decided to just
They named him
use-
the starter, didn't they?
I didn't know they
I
hadn't
think they
yet.
did. I'm pretty
All
sure
I
they
heard-
said he's starting.
I think
Who?
it makes all
Sam
the sense
Darnold.
in the world.
Yeah.
Like these teams that
Yeah.
aren't expecting to win
Carolina
right now.
again.
Yeah. I wasn't going there.
Yeah,
You went there.
so they got Donald start. So Ty Chandler. Oh,
Nick Mullins, man, still in there. Ooh.
hey, there's a look at that 4-stringer. That's a name.
Miles Gaskin.
Look at
Oh my,
that.
Miami, right?
Yeah,
Back in the-
Miami.
oh my gosh, I didn't know he's still in the league.
Yeah,
so
look at that.
I thought he was in the XFL. Maybe next year.
Yeah, good call.
Yeah, we do talk Battlehawks on here. We love
Ooh,
it.
love
So
Battlehawks.
yeah. Back to fantasy here.
Yes.
What do you
Yeah.
think of Zamir White out of Vegas? I kind of like the talent. Not such a great situation. I thought he looked pretty good last year. And
So with Samir White, the problem is they brought in. You just said the handcuff king with Alexander Madison.
that's fair.
That
I
is the
forgot they do
handcuff
have him. I just think Zamir White's so much
Well,
more
he's
talented.
only the handcuff king because Dalvin
Everyone-
Cook.
Yeah, because he was
Everyone
down.
gets Always gets hurt.
Guys, he's
Yeah.
figured out job security in the NFL.
That's
There you
right.
go.
That's right.
Good. Signed by
He's
a
doing
team.
well.
Yeah, pretty smart.
No, I like Samir White. I do.
I do too.
He's always been relevant since he came in the league. So
Yeah. The other name, Najee Harris, I'm kind of over him. I kind of want to see Jalen Warren lead the backfield.
everyone's over.
I've seen Najee screw me out of a first round pick twice, so I'm
I don't,
I'm
not
done
a
with
third
him.
time.
Yeah,
Highly
yeah.
don't advise that.
Everyone's over him.
Yeah. Swift is at 25. Pollard, 26.
He's not even the best running back on his team.
I think there's an argument for that. Yeah, I do. The only thing I'll say with Tony Pollard, I think he's in a way better situation than last year because he's not a feature back. Dallas tried to run him out there like they did Zeke. That's not his role. Less touch is better for him.
Mm-hmm.
But I think he's appropriately ranked. Like he's not a guy I think is going to be a game changer this year. It's like you said, Spears is great. You know,
Spears is explosive.
I think it could be like a 55-45, 60-40 split.
There is a lot of people very high on Spears.
I don't blame him.
He's explosive. He
The only thing I
He's
don't
gonna-
think he takes his job because of his size too.
Fair.
Spears is not a every down back. I don't think
Tony
he is.
Pollard. He had a shot last year in Dallas, though.
Yeah, and
I
he's
mean,
not either. Like I think he's appropriately ranked. I just wasn't sure if you guys were higher on him.
I think they're both.
I mean, right now
They're
we're looking-
sitting pretty where they're both at.
Okay,
On the board.
okay.
I'll say that.
All right, well, this one's for you. This is putting on a T. Jonathan Brooks. Go. What do you think?
Jonathan Brooks. So he's the only running back taken in the first round.
I thought he was second round.
We
was
traded
it?
up and got Brooks, right?
I thought you got Leggett.
No, we got Leggett, and then we
Yeah,
took
Leggett
it. Yeah,
first.
sorry,
Yeah,
my bad.
yeah.
But
My
no,
bad, yes.
honestly, a second round pick
So
for
second
running
round
back.
Brooks, but he has still, as of right now, he has on our injury list. I mean,
Well, he
is-
tore his ACL
and he's
into the year
still
of
coming
Texas.
back to it. But dude, when he was at Texas,
He was
and running
awesome.
The ball,
That's why I like
Touchdown
him. I
machine.
mean,
oh gosh,
oh,
I mean,
quickness. Like,
And with if you want to get in on him a little bit, Dave Canales is now our head coach,
yeah,
and he is very offensive minded.
he
So
is.
I
I mean,
feel
where did he
like
come from last year?
Tampa.
That's right. He
Yeah.
look what he did to Baker.
Yeah,
Got the
he
best
did,
out of
he did it to
Baker.
Baker. I mean,
Yeah.
he had. He's
I
very
like
offensive
that.
minded, so I feel like he's
Yeah.
going to do something.
A little more than Frank Wright.
Yeah.
Had to throw that out there.
No, Brooks is going to be good. He's going to be good if he
Yeah.
stays healthy. That ACL's rough, guys.
When
some
is
people come back, some
when is he projected to start the year with?
Yeah,
that?
yeah,
Okay,
they're saying he's
okay.
gonna start.
Well, because I know he got hurt. I was thinking it was before the bowl game. It stunk. Like I thought it was like maybe last regular season game. Like it was late in the year, so I wasn't sure recovery timeline.
We still, I
But
mean, we
he's
extended Chuba though. So I mean,
Ooh, that's
Hey, Chuba had his
Chuba.
day in the sun.
and Sanders is still there.
yep. I mean,
There you go.
But don't.
He's
draft,
the back to have.
Yeah, fair enough. Just
He's the back
don't
to
draft
half.
the Panther. Sorry.
Yeah.
The offense is in shambles.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
rough. It's rough.
There's some more big names down there that I don't have any interest in. Like you got Eckler at Washington now. I
Hey.
forgot about that.
Yep.
You brought up Najee. You know his running back mate.
Yeah,
Jalen Warren is actually.
I like him.
He's actually listed above Najee. I think he'll be the better back this year.
Oh, I must have missed that.
Yeah, I've got
Yeah,
him above.
I've got him ranked above Najee on my list.
I think he's better. I had Najee at 23.
Well, because Jalen Warren's also a good receiving back.
I had him at 32.
Okay.
So, I told you guys what list to look at, and I think I'm the one with the wrong one. So, like I said, we're working on the professionalism here, guys. But, yeah, I like Warren. I like him better.
Yeah.
I like him. We can think about the Gus bus. You've always been aboard the Gus bus.
Well, I mean, I've had him on my bench for the last 2 years, waiting for J.K. Dobbins to get hurt.
Well, that happens
So-
pretty quick. So.
Everyone's gonna want to know a guy that's not even fantasy relevant this year, Eckler.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's name value, but
And,
he's
and-
splitting with Robinson, right? Robinson Jr.
Our stat guy just brought up a good point. When is
That's
Nick Chubb
huge.
going to be back? Is he alive?
I think mid-season.
Okay.
He is alive. I don't know how after the leg injury. It was
It
one.
was
It's like
questionable for a while.
well, it's like forget
legitimately.
NFL career. Is he going to
wanted
make it?
Throw up.
Oh, he's an
It
ass.
is.
I don't know that I've seen an injury that bad that I've been watching.
McGahee.
No, Bulls. Dear Lord. What was
Okay, I
his
didn't
name?
see that.
Chicago Bulls.
I was thinking of the Louisville kid during the tournament.
That was Kevin Ware.
Kevin Ware. Yeah,
Yeah.
that.
Who was the Chicago Bulls guy that snapped his leg in half? I mean,
Oh dear God, I don't know.
I don't know.
No, it wasn't Dennis Rodman.
Hayward? No, what?
Oh,
Hayward?
Gordon Hayward.
Rose.
Derrick Rose.
Yeah, Derrick Rose did ruin his
I remember
knee
his
anytime.
ACL. I didn't think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Chubb, I mean, if he's healthy, he's top 5 running back. So,
I
yeah.
don't think
If
he
he's
is
healthy.
anymore. I really don't because how many knee injuries has he had?
That's his second big
how many
one.
did AP have?
He is a one of a kind. I will give you that. Yeah. I mean,
There we go. What
I
we
really
got
like
here?
him. Oh, cutting. Well,
Okay,
okay.
here we go.
I don't know when he'll be back though, but
July 25th.
they also have Jerome Ford, who I thought was solid. Not great,
Decent,
solid with
decent.
him. They signed Deontay Foreman too. Another Texas guy back in the day, with Chicago last year.
Devon
I
Dickwan's
don't-
kind of slower than Pondwater, though, like for a running back.
He runs really low to the ground, though.
Yeah, it's got that leverage, and they got a good O-line. Like what I'm getting at, I think when Chubb comes back, it's not going to be vintage Nick Chubb, and they're going to do that on purpose too. I
Yeah.
don't think they're giving him.
They're not
like-
going to give him as many touches.
They shouldn't.
Because,
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
he's ruined his knee twice.
Right. So I'm not super high on him anymore for fantasy. Sure, if you have an IR spot, draft and stash. Sure,
Put him in it.
but that's about it.
Yeah.
Another one I want to touch on, and then that's about all I've got. But is Chase Brown, with Cincinnati.
Okay.
Him and Moss. What do you think? I really like Chase Brown.
He's going to be good. I
Like-
mean, I don't know if we're drafting him high.
I think we're a year early.
I
Yeah,
think
I mean-
he might be the best back there, though. With no disrespect to Moss.
No,
I loved him at the U of I.
Moss is
Higher
okay.
ranked. Moss
he's
is
acceptable, and he's a very professional running back.
Brought him in for a
But
reason.
he doesn't have a whole lot of explosiveness. He's going
I
to get
agree.
you touchdowns. He's going to get you those 5-7 yard carries and get you in the end zone. Is he going to get you like the 30-yard carries or the explosive plays? He's
All
gonna
the
get
defense
caught.
falls down.
He's gonna get ran down by corners. Like
They have a good O-line. Maybe they'll actually no, they're mid-tier. I'll take that back. I was thinking
yeah,
Cleveland.
Joe Burrow could
Yeah, no,
argue
he
that
would
their
argue
O-line's
that.
not that great.
Sorry,
Yeah.
Joe.
It's better.
Maybe it's because I love U of I. His game, he carried the U of I. I think he's very talented. I think he's quicker, honestly, than Moss.
I like the guy, but I mean, I don't know if
He's a guy I might
as high
draft
as
for my
Moss-
bench.
yes,
I don't think
yes.
he's. I'm sorry. Context. He's not a top 20 back right now, but he's the guy I'm looking at as a sleeper late in the draft.
Well,
Absolutely.
I'm going
if
to
you
take
played
a
enough
swing.
fantasy football, you know that you cannot have enough running backs.
Yes, you're
No.
right. You're right.
You
So-
want to have 5 or 6.
I usually
you know?
draft about 6.
Load
Yeah,
up.
my bench is all running backs. That's basically it. I'm like, someone's going to hit. Someone's going to be healthy.
Yep.
Is there anybody else you want to touch on?
No, but I think that we're going to go to break
Yes.
before we do tight ends and wide receivers.
I think that's a good call.
Because wide
So-
receivers, there's a million of
It's
them.
going to get deep.
It's
Yeah.
probably going to go longer than running back too. And
Yes.
that went a while. So yeah, thank you if you guys are still listening. Hope you're enjoying it, and we're going to take a break and be back. All right, and we are back. And you thought we were long-winded on that one. We're talking receivers now, so buckle
The
up.
deepest category of all.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we're just warmed up. This is going to be fun. So, we'll start this off. The top, I'd say 6 or 7 are kind of the same tier. And like I said, these ratings can be interchangeable here, but I've got CeeDee Lamb at number 1.
Yep.
I think that's pretty accurate. Yep. Boy Tyreek, he down there somewhere still catching them balls. Number 2, until he gets another paternity suit in jail.
Making them babies.
That's right. Yeah. Well, that's why he's so fast, guys.
Yeah.
There's no weight down there.
Nothing.
I mean, come on. Very aerodynamic, man.
He's running from his baby moms.
Yeah. Running from lawsuits.
He's running from a whole football team, man.
Oh, shoot. All right, we got Jamar Chase with a few less babies at 3. Justin Jefferson 4. Monroe St. Brown 5. A.J. Brown 6. And we're going to say Puka Nacua 7. Garrett Wilson 8. I think that's kind of a tier right there. That's my top 8.
Okay.
The only thing I'm probably off on this is I'm going to be the odd man on this probably. I've got Monroe St. Brown above Chase and Jefferson, not because he's more talented, because he's in a way better situation.
I'm actually right there with you, especially in PPR leagues, because he's going
Right.
to get a ton of reception.
He's steady Eddie,
Absolutely.
man. You know what he's going to do. He's not flashy like them guys, but he's consistent. And he got paid. Bro got paid. So, you know.
He did get paid.
That seems to help for wide receiver productivity.
It really does. It really does. Seems like before getting paid, not great, get paid. So maybe you should pay him.
Getting paid right outside that top 8 that you listed, Brandon Ayuk.
Yeah. He's like, guys, you see I'm down here. I'll be up there if you give me some money. There it is.
He that interview he had, the press conference, I watched several times. That was hilarious.
It does not really inspire me to draft him for this year. That much with some bad mojo there.
Trade me.
Yeah, now.
Who's your boy Brock Purdy gonna throw?
If he does get traded, though, in all seriousness, like Ayuk might go higher. Like, he's a hell of a weapon, outside threat, and they've got so many mouths to feed in San Fran. Like, I'm down on a lot of those guys. I'll get to them later.
Ayuk's a beast.
He is. But this top 8, like, is there anybody you guys are higher on?
Higher on?
Yeah.
Higher than the top 8 you listed.
No. Well, the top 8. Do you agree with that for one? And is there anybody in that top 8 you think like another one? I really like Garrett Wilson with Aaron Rodgers.
I do
think,
too.
Yeah.
Obviously.
I think he could be right up there with the first couple names if they click. I'm sorry, if Rodgers is healthy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, he's going.
8 on my
Okay,
list.
Alex
Yeah,
is the updated
yep,
list.
yep.
Yeah. Chase and Jefferson worry me. Chase with the Burrow injury concerns. I don't know where that's at. Jefferson, well, we talked about it. We don't know who's going to be throwing him the ball. He's still great. Mm-hmm. But that uncertaity, like if he had Captain
got
Kirk
paid.
still back there. So we don't know who's throwing the ball. He got paid. This is, guys, what's your salary? Okay, I'll draft you. I mean, is that a valid concern for both those guys? What do you think?
I like the top 8. I like the top 8 you listed. That's fair. If there's PPR, I'm probably even gonna jump over what I have listed and bring up Mike Evans.
Same.
He destroys PPR leagues. Standard wise, I would say probably needs to stay down out.
What
of
are
that
we?
list.
We're looking at what 11 straight seasons of 1,000 yards for Mike Evans.
I mean,
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
been great since Johnny Manziel in college. It's
Yeah,
not like,
the guy's freak, man.
and see, I'll point out to Baker, this is quite genius. He's like, hey, you know what? That guy got paid. He's pretty good. I throw him the ball, lock onto him about 50% of my targets. I'm going to get paid.
Yep.
Pretty good strategy, is it
Yep.
not?
I mean, I would almost put him up there, though. I mean, he's got to climb the ladder.
Yeah. I've got him the next tier.
Okay,
Like,
if you've got him in the next tier, that's fair.
Yeah,
I'll
yeah.
say fair.
And I like Puka. Like, I think it's the best
And
weapon
you
in
really
LA
need
now.
to roll the dice with Harrison. I mean, I know we haven't ever seen
I like
productivity.
that.
We haven't seen productivity.
I love the upside.
But the upside on that guy is something you're never gonna see. I mean,
I love that. I've got the next tier. Honestly, I've got Harrison on here. I'll go to the next tier real quick. We got Deebo Samuel at 9. I'm lower on him. Mike Evans at 10. Ayuk at 11. Hold on. Do we need a timeout? Okay, we're good. I'm telling you guys, bear with us in professionalism. We're getting there. Now, Ayuk at 11. Harrison at 12. Olave 13. And I'm going to... Devontae Adams is down at 15. That surprised me. I thought he'd be a little higher because he demands about 10 targets a game. Rightfully so. Just probably it's who's throwing him the ball. Don't know. In that group, I actually have Harrison at the top. Like, I love the talent.
Okay.
And I've got Evans right behind him. I've got Harrison 9, I guess I'd say. Evans 10. Harrison, I really, he's like his dad, but bigger. And you know how that went. We talked about having Kyler, what he did with D-Hop. You know, he's going to get a lot of targets.
Someone that you don't have in your top 10 that I would put fringe top 10 is my boy Nico Collins.
My argument with that's fine.
He was a top 10 receiver before he got hurt last year.
That's true.
Well,
That's
but
true.
they didn't have Stephon Diggs then.
Yeah.
I didn't mean to be known and slap you. Respectfully, I disagree. Because of all the mouths to feed. Tank Dell's back.
When
Nico
Stephon
Collins.
Diggs has got too many mouths to feed around him, Stephon Diggs tends to shut down.
That's a big mouth though to feed.
Yeah, that's a big mouth. I have a question on that. So if you're doing that, where are you putting Drake London, who actually has a quarterback to throw to him?
He's not the top receiver on his team either.
Huh?
I think he is. Him and Kyle Pitts.
Kyle Pitts
is that who you're talking about?
Are you putting Kyle Pitts
Or do you have
above him
another receiver?
as a tight end?
'Cause you got Darnell Mooney there. Not
I mean, I was going to put Pitts. I think because...
so you're talking offensive weapon. You think Pitts is
Yes.
the top weapon?
Oh,
That's
okay.
fine.
So I didn't know if you were transitioning Pitts over to the wide receiver class.
No. I was saying that he is not the top receiver, being the top pass catcher.
Correct. Got it. So,
I mean-
so in that case, Nico Collins. So.
Yes.
They both got my
Hashtag-
boy Kirk now, so they're going to be great. It's always
Hashtag
simple
take
math,
that.
guys. That's a problem. Yeah, Collins might have some of the most explosive games, but as far as consistency, I think it's going to vary game by game. What's the opposing D doing? Who's he going to throw to? Because Stroud, he distributes the ball well.
He does.
He's not going to force it to any of these guys. Dalton Schultz is still there. That's 4 legitimate weapons.
So that's fair.
I downgrade him a little because of that.
So where were we at? Where did we come in at that?
We-
Is Nico. Where did we have him placed?
Nico, he was actually
He's
right.
number 15 on my list.
Yeah, he's right with Devontae Adams.
Yeah.
Which
Oh man, yeah.
I've
right
got Samuel and Ayuk both lower because of all the freaking weapons there. It's not a knock on them. Debo, I will say, I don't know, maybe it was me owning him last year, felt like he was hurt a lot. Like because of the way he plays. I like the way he plays.
Yeah.
You know, he does it all, touches the ball at the backfield, but in fantasy, I don't really want to go that route because, like I said, they got Kittle. They got, who's the kid out of Florida? Pershaw, Ricky Pershaw, that they're going to try to work in. McCaffrey gets a lot of weapons.
Yeah.
He gets a lot of targets. Like, there's too much. So I'm downgrading all those guys, for me personally.
Where's Pittman?
I really like him. I think he's probably around top 12, 13.
So we skipped over Olave.
We did.
Derek freaking Carr.
Yes. I had Olave last year in League 2, and what drove me nuts is all they wanted to do was run a go route.
Yep, that's it.
And
He's trending down, I believe, too.
I like the talent. The one thing I will say is, and I might be wrong on this, but I feel like when Dallas first drafted CeeDee Lamb, they did a lot of that same crap.
Yep.
They developed him, the route tree. Now, yeah, Dak's a little better than Carr. But,
Slightly.
Not
so,
significant,
you know.
in my opinion.
Well, I'm not a big Dak guy, but I'm not at all a Derek Carr guy. So
Yeah.
Derek
Carr's bad.
I think Olave has another gear. I really do. He's young. I like the upside. I have him also over Ayuk and Samuel. Like, I've got those guys down in the 14, 15 range. I'm low on your boy Nico, too. I've got him around 16.
All right.
I've got Adams above him. Like, I'm going Harrison. Evans is my 9, 10.
I don't have Adams doing, which I wasn't high on him when he first came to Oakland either. So I think that it's very telling that his quarterback literally made Michael Gallup retire. So
I like this.
that's how bad he is. And I realize that Devontae Adams is such a good route runner. He's going to be open.
Yeah. That's a good point.
That
He
is a
could
good
get
point.
traded.
That is a
I
good
mean,
point.
if he goes and plays with Aaron, good and bad. That's a lot of mouths
That-
to feed there with Garrett Wilson.
Jeez,
You know what I mean?
that's
That's a hell of an offense. And yeah, Aaron Rodgers' draft's probably looking good for you.
Nice payroll.
But you know,
Right in New York. Big Apple. They got
there
mine.
you go.
So you're talking Ayuk and Samuel.
Yeah.
Where's DJ Moore coming to play?
I think he's right behind them because he's another one I think gets hurt by all the weapons they have there now too. I'm not going to knock him so much rookie quarterback because it's an upgrade, in all fairness, what they had last year. But
Right.
you drafted a Dunze. You still got Komet there.
Yep.
You've got Keenan Allen.
Yep.
That's going to cut into his targets. Swift also out of the
Well, I mean,
backfield.
Keenan
like-
Allen's
but-
going to cut into his targets for about 3
Yeah.
games.
But
and he's gonna tear a knee.
the thing with DJ Moore is you don't look at his targets, you look at his yak.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. What he does.
After the catch for him is unbelievable.
He can do more with less.
Yes,
You know.
true. And I like him a lot for that. I mean, he plays. I think he plays up there with Nico range, right? Just because,
I agree.
Just because
I agree.
Yak
Yeah.
yards.
I might start saying I might go him over Nico. That's tough.
It's there. They're right there. I mean, they're right there. If you're looking,
Yeah.
if you're PPR,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
DJ Moore all day.
Yeah.
But if you're standard, I think you need to
That's
stick
fair.
with
League-
the Nico.
This is the one position that league context drives it because the PPR aspect. You've got so many receptions, different guys being good at different things.
That's facts.
It
yes.
really depends on your league, in my mind. Because
Yep.
I'm going to tell you what, after your top tier, a lot of these guys are so interchangeable. It's about
absolutely.
very
personal
much
preference.
so. Very much so.
It's a very deep position. Let's just, you know what? Let's simplify this. Let's go guys we're higher on and guys we're lower on. Like I'm higher on Drake London. I agree with you. Like
Yep.
I think he could have that next step. I mean, good God, Desmond Ritter's not throwing him the ball.
Jesus, that's gonna help so much.
So,
Ritter was so bad, so bad.
what is it you said that was so like Rogers' insight? Was it Desmond Ritter was so bad
They drafted and they signed a quarterback. It's like never again, boys.
Thank you. Yeah.
Cincinnati alum is just dying right
Oh
now.
my gosh. Who is he in Arizona? Backing up
I don't know
Kyler?
where he's at.
I think
I don't
so.
have any
Stat guy.
idea.
Thank you.
He
We
needs-
so take advantage
He
of
needs
this.
to go to the XFL. But,
Yeah, that's a good place for him.
yeah.
Okay, so Amari Cooper, he's another one that the only thing holding
Had a
him back
heck
is
of a
Deshaun
year
Watson.
last year.
Yeah, there we go. Arizona Cardinal.
Arizona Cardinal.
He had as many picks as Teddy's. That's all you need to know.
That's so bad.
So,
You guys weren't complaining about that when Jameis did it. And he had 30.
yeah, because he did more. Come on. Do the simple math. More touchdowns, you know. Okay, so, we're higher on Pittman. He's one we like.
Yeah, he's up there. He's way up.
Yeah, I've got him. He's down at 26 in here. I've got him around the 15 range, maybe even higher.
Easy 15, yeah.
Okay, Diggs is about right. Amari Cooper, where were you at on him?
He's still here.
He's still here. It's another year. You know Cooper's gonna do something.
Probably.
He's how would you word this? He's the most consistent, inconsistent receiver.
Who else is in Cleveland?
Jerry Jeudy, David Njoku. But
Man, a lot of mediocre
Yeah.
guys.
and I will say Deshaun Watson, I'm not a believer in him, but he does like to throw the ball to Cooper.
He's a pocket guy.
Yeah, he looks for him like that's what he did last year when he was in.
I mean, if
The
you're
whole 3 games.
yeah, pretty
so
much.
so are we at where are we at 20?
We're in the 20 range. Like
So
we
we're in
got
the 20
we got
range.
DJ Moore is 18, who we're higher on. DK Metcalf, I'm a little lower on him because the Geno Smith factor.
So on this list, I'm dropping Cooper down to 2-4. I
Okay.
really am. I mean, I really am.
Yeah.
I like him, but I can't place him 20. I don't know why. I just don't know why. I just can't.
What I'm doing on here, we've got the tiers up now. Metcalf's in tier 3.
Yeah.
I'm dropping him down to tier 4. And it's nothing against him. I love the talent. But you mentioned earlier the weapons in Seattle, and we got Geno distributing the ball.
Yeah.
Don't know there. So what I look at for fantasy a lot of times is their target competition. Like I
Yes.
like the guys, not the only weapon on the team because I understand you could have coverage issues there, but a guy that has he's the stud. You got a few more lower tier solid options that'll still take a little pressure off of him.
Agreed.
So like the Houston one where we're talking about 4 very good guys, that's going to hurt them. But like in New York with Garrett Wilson, he's your standalone guy. And then you've got some good supplementary guys like Mike Williams that I don't think is going to hurt him. It's going to help him. It's hard to
The
explain.
only thing
that,
Mike
but-
Williams is going to hurt is his knee.
Facts.
Well, maybe him and Aaron can share some of that same, old man magic juice there and be healthy. Jalen Waddle, I'm a little lower on him. I probably have him mid-20s.
He's very productive. He's very productive. It's just when Tua gets him the ball.
Yeah. Well, it's another one, though. You got, which I'm not saying he's great, but OBJ's down there now. We talked about the way McDaniels distributes the ball. It's Tua.
Yeah.
If Tyreek goes down and you've drafted Waddle, that's freaking awesome.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That's freaking awesome.
If Hill's there, it's just when Waddle gets the ball.
Yeah. Yeah.
he's
I
got
think
it.
before Hill came around, Waddle broke this rookie's receptions record.
Yeah, he was the
He had
main
some
focal
numbers.
point of
Yes,
the offense.
numbers.
But that's all went Tyreek's way now.
He's just
You
got
know.
to get the ball. I mean,
And I
We can't
guess
read
I don't.
anything you're saying.
I don't support. I don't think Tua can support 2 top-tier receivers. I don't think he's that good. Who else we got here? Cooper Kupp's 22nd. I think that's appropriate. Given his injuries, his age, I'm good there. T. Higgins, where you guys at on him?
He's not in Green Bay.
I didn't mean geographically, but
I'm not super high on T. Higgins. I actually like a couple guys that are ranked below him a little bit better. Like, I think that Terry McLaurin's better than him.
Ooh.
And I also do like Christian Kirk better than him.
Okay.
bold strategy,
Yeah,
Cotton.
yeah.
I don't know that I can get on board with
T-
that. And I thought I'd be the low man on Higgins, but man.
PPR, I see that.
Okay, yeah,
For Kirk, absolutely. Absolutely.
PPR, I see that. I do.
Jacksonville's got some weapons now. As far as I know, they lost Calvin Ridley, but they brought in Gabe Davis. Yes, I know. That's only going to be relevant for a few games.
So we went.
Brian Thomas Jr.
And even in the games that he is relevant, he's going to catch 3 passes. Like,
Yeah.
So on
Gabe
our
Davis doesn't get a lot of targets.
on our list though, that's where we went.
Yeah. Hey, Alex, can you pull the tiers back up?
Is that
there
where
we go.
we went?
We're
from?
focusing on tier 4 here, guys. You like or lower on?
So we're higher or lower.
Yeah, we're just talking.
But Higgins, I like the guy above him. I think is going to be a monster.
Pickens?
I think he's
I
gonna
agree.
be a monster.
I like Pickens better than Cup. And
But
Devontae
see-
Smith, that's the guy I missed. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I think he's
okay.
appropriately ranked
Yes, he is
in that
Yeah,
offense. He's 22.
fair. Cup's just so roll the dice because he started the year last year hurt.
Yep. And he
then
never really fully was
He
Cooper
never
Kupp.
came back in because Puka just
Yeah,
stole
Puka
the
was
show,
Puka.
man.
Yeah,
Even
yeah.
whenever he was there,
Yeah.
if I remember right, Puka still
You're absolutely
had
right.
more.
He was their
everything.
best receiver.
Yeah,
Yeah, because you thought that was like kind of the end of Puka being Puka. And
Actually,
no.
they played several games, 15 games together, probably.
They played somewhere in that
14,
ballpark. I was
15?
thinking 12, 13. Because if I remember right, Cup missed some the end of the year too, and played a lot.
That's true. That's
he
true.
was not
Okay,
fully
yep.
healthy.
I would say I mean, Cup's one of those guys though, man. He can come out of nowhere and just have a year.
He
or so,
could.
I mean.
He could. I guess. Bottom line with him, I think he's appropriately ranked, like in that 22nd
I agree.
ballpark.
I
I'm good
agree.
with that. Neighbors, what do you think about him? He's at 25, tier 4 as well.
I mean, you're just gonna have to have.
If we had Danny Dollars, not Danny Dimes,
Yeah, you're gonna have to have something with him. I don't know.
Someone has thrown the ball,
Yeah.
and right now he doesn't really have anyone to do that.
Nope.
Yeah.
Nope. Not
I
at all.
agree. I love the talent. Don't love the quarterback. Hate
Not
the
at all.
quarterback. The guy that I am kind of high on in this tier is Zay Flowers at 29.
He can keep his head together.
Yeah, that guy. man.
Yeah, I just like the end of the year what him and Lamar were doing, and Lamar likes to throw the ball deep.
Not the very
Is
end of
there
the
a
year?
lot? No, actually, if we're talking fantasy for that game, he'd have had a lot of points. You're talking the playoff game when he fumbled the ball?
They'd have probably been in the Super Bowl if he didn't break
Yeah.
his hand on the bench after he fumbled that
That's
ball.
fair, yeah. If he just
Yeah.
would have went down. But still, look at that game.
He's got.
What
some
did they do?
They-
They threw a lot to him.
They did.
I like I know they have Mark Andrews, some other weapons, Perriman, but
Yeah, Mark Andrews is alive again.
Yeah, Mark
That's fair.
Andrews was out, so I mean that was a lot of receptions
I-
to
yeah.
Zay Flowers.
I think
And now you got Henry too. I mean,
yeah,
know
but
that's
receiver
backfield, but
wise, I think he's
receiver-wise,
the
yeah.
guy. He's the alpha there. I think now, and I think he could take a step up. Like honestly, I'm probably looking at him over like Diggs, Tank Dell, just because of the competition aspect of it.
Okay.
All the miles in Houston.
I'm okay with that.
All right, so we'll go to tier 5. We got Christian Kirk, McLaurin. You're high on him?
Scary Terry.
Yeah.
Scary Terry.
Do you think Daniels gets him the ball?
I think someone's going to eventually. Yeah, I mean, he's not. That's his big problem that he's had his whole career. He's got all the talent in the world, but no one to throw it to him.
I mean, he had Sam Howell last year, man. What more could you want? Come on.
Literally anything. I'd rather have Bryce Young.
God, man.
You had to go there.
Shots fired.
He's never going to come back now. Come on. We
man.
ripped him enough
It's
early.
rough.
Fair point, though.
That would be a definitely fair point.
I mean, I still like him over Sam Howell. That's what I'm saying.
Oh yeah. Well,
it's not much competition
yeah,
there.
literally same playing field.
What do you think about your boy, Jaden Reed, Green Bay?
I think he's going to be the number 1 receiver in Green Bay. I just think that's a busy receiver room with no clear alpha.
He's kind of a Swiss Army knife, too. Like, I like the way
Yeah.
they use him, out of the backfield
He
some. And
was really good at the end of the year last year. If Christian Watson does his normal gets hurt after a few games, then Jaden Reed's going to be great. But
Well,
if Christian Watson manages to stay healthy,
Well, it's not flag football, so I'd say he's probably going to get hurt sometime.
Yeah,
So, you know,
Jordan Love's going to throw the ball around. So, I mean,
Yeah.
these guys are going to get touches.
I agree. I'll go through this group real quick here. We got Calvin Ridley, Keenan Allen, Deontay Johnson in Carolina. Ooh, where are we? All right. Man, I'm trying to pay back what he's doing to you.
So even on that, like, I hate to get into just my team, but
It's okay. I mean-
whenever you're looking at that, it all goes back to Bryce Young.
Yeah.
I mean, he can't distribute the ball. So.
Yeah. The only thing I thought
Well, to
with
be fair, his
Deontay-
entire career so far, he's looked scared shitless
Well,
because
yes.
he's got
He-
someone on his back.
He
not
got
had a line.
sacked, I think, 62 to 63 times last year. So, I mean, he's,
Yeah, that's the only thing I was thinking. I was like,
That's more than a couple.
Deontay.
yeah.
You know, Deontay's a PPR guy. He steps back and he hears footsteps. He's throwing the ball short. There you go.
Yeah.
That's a stretch.
I don't. But see, in the tier he's in is what what I'm getting
Yeah.
at is where we're ranking. He's irrelevant.
Okay.
So-
So you would rather have other guys in this tier
Yeah,
over him.
absolutely.
Okay. Well, there you go from the
Absolutely.
resident Panthers fan. He's like,
Yeah, sorry. I mean,
we suck. But
I'm
we're
wearing
gonna
the
win 3
jersey.
games.
If you're going to own a Panther, I'm wearing the shirt of the guy you need to draft. So.
Right there. Like, we'll get to sleepers. And
Yeah.
I like where your head's at there.
Yep.
Okay, the rest of the guys in this list, Chris Godwin, been there, done that. Even Hollywood Brown, like I'm telling you, I'm not just a Chiefs homer. Pass. Like a lot of weapons there. I like the fit. I like Mahomes' strengths with him, but I'm probably not drafting him. Like this is an appropriate spot for him.
So,
Okay.
So are you putting Xavier above him?
No.
Okay.
No, not at all. No, I'm telling you, I'm not drafting any Chiefs other than Mahomes. Like
I like it.
because see, I'm trying to be fair here.
I'm gonna say just because of the season that he had last year and his rookie season, and going to take a step forward, I'm gonna say Jackson Smith and Jigba. I'm gonna
like
say
that. I like that.
he's a good value pick at this point in the
Yeah,
draft.
he's down in the next tier at 45.
Yes.
So you like him over these
Yes.
guys?
I like him over a lot of these guys. Actually,
Yeah.
I'll take him over Rasheed Rice. I'll take him over.
He parked his car, damn it.
He was on the freeway.
Allegedly. Come on.
Allegedly.
He still has a court date, damn it. Come on.
Allegedly.
Yeah,
what
he's
a
screwed.
what
That's
a
fine.
loser. But anyways,
I would not draft him at all. But, yeah, Christian Watson's down there. I think no interest. No.
So if we're right there, and we're talking about Mike Williams.
I'm just looking at something. I'm sorry, guys. Rasheed Rice is
I
40.
will take.
Hang on. Rasheed Rice is 40. Jordan Addison's 42.
Dynamic duo. God.
So if you're looking for jail time in your league, look right there.
Holler at them guys.
You think that was on purpose? Like, that's hilarious.
Why did they do
I'm
that?
sorry, where were you at?
Why did they do that? Continue.
Oh Lord! No, I don't think Christian Watson's going to be very good this year. I think that he can't stay healthy, and it's just not. It's not a new thing at this point. We're
least
going
it's
on
had
what
some time.
3 years of him not being able to stay healthy.
Yeah, absolutely. It's something every year. I get you. Don't blame you. And Xavier Worthy's right between the bad boys there at 41. I'm just, like I said, I'm not trying to knock these guys. It's just with the way KC's offense is going to be set up, it's going to be a who does it this week.
Yep.
It's going to be death by 1,000
Yep.
paper cuts. Like, they're
It
going to
is.
do different things. I don't want a piece of that because I don't know. Like, I'm not even, spoiler alert, not even Kelsey. We get tight ends, so. Okay, that's all that tier. The end of this, you guys just pick out names you like for sleepers. Like, we're down to tier 6. This is 40 through the 60-somethings.
So
Let's just all go around the table. Like, Gibbs.
So if we're doing down here in this range, I see a huge name, and it's not just because he used to be a Panther. It's because of where he's at. That's
Thielen.
Curtis Samuel, not Adam Thielen.
He's still there. You
he
ain't
needs a
taking
walker,
time.
bud. No,
I like that. I like that.
Curtis Samuel. I think a lot of people are high on him, and he's had an outstanding camp so far.
Yeah. Josh got to throw the ball to somebody.
Josh, and I mean, dude,
Yeah.
I look at him as kind of Josh's Gabe Davis.
The only
Maybe a
thing
little
I'll
bit.
say with that, though, is the skills aren't the same. Like Gabe Davis, deep threat. I think Samuel's a lot better possession receiver, and I think he's a better all-around weapon.
Agreed.
truthfully. Like
I'll agree.
They're
Yep,
going to
yep.
get him the ball.
I like him.
Davis.
I like your lad.
Yeah.
I like Ladd.
I do too. I really like Ladd McConkey.
I mean, and then if you're getting down there, Palmer. Palmer's going to get targets.
That's what I'm between.
So-
I'd like to take a shot at one of these two. I almost said San Diego. LA guys.
San Diego.
At San Diego. I might lean Palmer. I don't know. I like what he did.
Okay.
He's their number one. But if you're okay, here's standard Palmer, PPR, McConkey. I feel good about that. Take Ladd the way I think he's going to be using the slot targets.
100% with you on that.
Okay, I
100%.
like that. Buffalo, I like Keenan Coleman at FSU.
I was getting ready to say.
I'm sorry.
It's Keon, but
Keon.
So
Then you said the name right.
we're staying
Sure
in
guy.
Buffalo.
We are.
I just think that he's going to have a big role because he's going to have to. There's not a whole lot of weapons over there in Buffalo anymore, and
Yeah.
I think that he's going to have to step up in a big way his rookie season, so he's going to have some relevance.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
He's a big body
I'm not
receiver.
saying that first few weeks of the season he's going to come out with guns blazing,
I
but
agree.
I think that towards the middle and late parts of the season, he might come into his own and be
Yeah.
a fantasy relevant wide receiver.
Right.
I'll tell you, my advice on the Bills, I think, is really study their receivers and take one you really like, draft them late, have them on the bench, and see what happens.
Let him ride.
Yeah,
Let 'em
you've
ride.
got Coleman, you've got Shakir. Just see who really like Samuel.
Yep.
I mean, these three guys, just see who breaks. Someone I think will be his favorite
Does,
target.
does anyone know how old Tyler Lockett is?
He's getting up there. He's got to be around
I believe him.
29, 30.
I believe him and Metcalf were drafted together.
No, Lockett was there.
Lockett
He's
was
older.
there, yeah.
He
Okay.
was there about 3 years before.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
He's getting
yeah.
up there, man. But God, every year he seems
31.
like he does
There we
something.
go.
31.
He does.
There
I
he is, yeah.
think I agree with you though that I'd prefer JSN to him.
Yes.
Younger,
Fair enough.
what he did in Ohio
I think that he
State.
kind of began taking over that role
He did.
last year.
He did. Yeah,
Did
absolutely.
Jason get hurt?
No, he just started the year off. So I'm sorry. I think beginning of the year it was
He
something
was
minor,
hurt.
Yeah,
and they
draft- got it, yeah.
slowly
That's
brought
right.
him
Yep.
along.
Yep, that's
But
slowly.
towards the end of the season, he was.
he came on.
Right.
outstanding.
It's a bad combo for him: injury and a rookie.
So I'm going to throw
So-
a name out there. This is going to be kind of left field.
I like it.
Brian Thomas Jr.
I agree.
So,
I like him.
So if T. Law is having one of those years where he's pocket passing and he's throwing,
Yeah.
that guy's going to be relevant.
Oh, but you
I think
love him, but you guys hated Christian Kirk.
Pretty much. Yeah.
I don't hate the guy. I don't hate him.
Oh,
But I mean, oh shoot, he's 48. That's not bad. Right behind Ladd. That's not bad at all. Okay.
No,
Yeah.
he's a big boy. The only thing that worries me with him is if him and Gabe Davis. I don't know how Jacksonville's going to distribute these targets.
It's going to be weird.
Your boy
But-
Kirk is the safest option. I think Thomas has the most upside. What worries me with Thomas and Davis is like they're both real big bodies.
Yep.
I think Thomas has a better all-around game, but we're relying on T-Law a
That's
lot
true.
on this
Yeah,
one to make
everything's
him good.
on T-Law on that.
And I like that. It's kind of a later guy to take a shot
Yep.
at. Out of the draft, he's super talented. I mean,
Yep.
he really is. Oh yeah, the Jerry Judy guy. Yeah, he's got Watson. Like him. Pass.
Even when he was young and healthy, like no, Jerry Judy just is always underachieved.
Yeah,
I agree.
He has
I agree.
to. He has to. I'll tell you who I wish had a QB. Jalen Polk. I know we
Yeah.
looked at it earlier. And
Out of
was like,
Washington,
"Ah."
yeah.
But I wish New England. Yeah, I
I-
wish he had a quarterback.
He's a
coach.
guy like if you're in a dynasty league, like that would be take a
Be-
flyer
it'd
on
be a
him.
good snag.
If he emerges, I have no idea right now in New England who's going to be the big weapon.
No one knows.
It's a cluster. I mean, but he could be the most talented receiver they've got.
He's
So,
salty.
he's good. He's
Well, don't
good.
forget D-Hop down there somewhere.
But
D Hop down there somewhere.
he's up there a little ways. We already passed him. But
Well, you know.
I'm sorry. We did glance over him. He
so-
was in the tier 4 with Hollywood Brown. So
Okay.
I'm sorry.
I don't think anyone actually ever said anything about D-Hop though.
I didn't have much to say about him. I
Are
think
we
he's
gonna
old and-
drop down another tier, or are we just gonna go ahead and bring up?
Right now, it's just throw names out.
Okay, so I'm gonna say.
I'm waiting for you to turn
I'm
around.
gonna say. Huh?
I'm waiting for you to turn around. And...
I mean, I'm gonna bring that in when we talk sleepers. When we
okay,
talk
okay.
sleepers, I'll talk him up. But,
Okay.
But hey guys, you can't forget the number one person that was on our board was Christian McCaffrey. His little brother is
Luke.
playing
Yeah.
in the NFL now.
I do like
his
that. I do
dad
like that.
was a wide receiver.
Yeah, Ed.
Ed was a
Yeah,
wide
yeah.
receiver, and he was a good one. And I mean,
Did he win Super Bowls with Elway? Is that right? Was he on the Elway Terrell Davis?
yes, yeah,
I think
he
so.
was, yeah, absolutely, yeah.
There's some pedigree there.
He actually has like a famous catch, doesn't he? I'm pretty sure it's like a famous catch. Yeah.
This is where we go. Stat guy.
Stat guy.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, and then that also brings in Josh Downs. I'm not. I know Indy's there, but AR is going to throw the ball around a little bit,
I
and I
agree.
think Josh Downs is going to get some touches.
Well, I'm going to give Stat guy some love.
I think
and
if we're gonna go another wide receiver for Indy, I'm gonna go
Adnan
Adnan Mitchell.
Yep.
oh yeah, okay,
Yeah,
yeah, I
I
forgot
do.
him.
Yeah.
Yeah, wow.
I-
Yeah, good call.
There was arguments
Yeah.
by that guy over there.
I was actually about to bring up Adnan Mitchell anyway.
Me
then you
too.
brought-
I think we were holding on there. Well, that's unanimous. We like Adnan Mitchell. I'm very curious to see how the offense flows. Like Pittman's the alpha. See, Mitchell, I think, is going to be a heck of a red zone target.
Yep.
He's
Yeah.
a big guy.
Yep.
He literally, if I remember right, in the bowl game against Washington, there was one he just like single coverage, throw it up.
Yep.
and you were just over there, and it was not even close. Like, just he's amazing.
If Herbert comes out and has a good year, like you were talking when we were talking QBs,
Yeah,
QJ can be good, but
I don't know.
but
I agree.
I still put Palmer above him.
Yeah,
I do.
he's one that I got to see it before I even think about.
He
drafting on
can
the
be
bench.
good,
It's like,
but
I was really high on him last year at TCU, I believe it was.
yes, everyone.
He was a monster, and I'm like, what happened?
But just remember that TCU championship game,
Yeah,
man.
well, that would scar you for life. I mean, that might be like a Shane Falco deal where you just don't come back from there.
You're done. You're done.
Sugar Bowl. I'm
You're
gonna scuba
done.
dive. I'm done. Okay, is there any other receivers like you mentioned? Polk low, Quentin Johnson. That's a good call. That's very low. Darnell Mooney might show something in Atlanta.
Yep.
I mean, he's got a quarterback upgrade. There's a few mouths to feed there. We'll see. We got Ricky Pershaw way down there. I just don't think this year's the year for him.
Too many mouths to feed.
Agree. I agree. That's. Oh yeah, I forgot about OBJ in Miami.
Oh,
I think we're
gosh.
past the point of relevance, but
Yeah,
I just
bye.
look at my list. I was like, holy crap, he's still playing. That's about all I got for receivers. Do you want to talk about your boy Niles?
I can.
Why don't we do it? Because we've hit a lot of sleepers this whole night.
Okay, so if we're talking about him, I'm wearing the jersey or the T-shirt, I guess. Xavier,
Still cool.
he's legit, however you want to say it.
Well, awesome.
If you listen to him talk, you won't understand it.
I love that.
But no, the guy's great, man. If he had one really, really good college year.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
really, really
This
good.
last year.
But he had no QBs throwing to him. He went
Yeah.
through the COVID deal. He had a little bit of an injury, but this guy has been getting talked about across the board for a long time.
Would you
And-
say athletic freak?
Yes,
Like, that's what I see when I see him. Like,
and I legitimately compare him equally, and I might bite my tongue on this, to Mike Evans. I
could
I
see
feel like he
that.
goes up and gets the ball, but he's going to get more yak yards.
That's where I start to say is different. I think Evans might be a little better as
Yep.
far as vertical, one-on-one,
Yep.
get the ball, but
He's powerful.
I feel like every time like that touches the ball, he could go to the house.
Yeah,
Like,
and it's just scary though because of who is throwing him the football.
we're talking Brycey back there about to shit his pants. It's just boom.
Yeah.
I mean, they bring the house. Okay.
Give it to him, watch him work. But yeah,
Yeah.
if you're gonna draft any Panther, because I've said it the whole time, they are my team. Draft him.
Yeah, because he's going so
They're
late.
gonna
too.
have to throw the ball.
Yeah, just draft
That's
him.
fair. Why not my guy? I like it. Well, you guys, any more? You gonna go tight end? Like,
Let's do it.
I like that. That's a good way to finish on receiver. Like
Yeah,
we get.
absolutely. Oh yeah.
Oh, come on,
wow!
stats.
Holy
6'1",
cow!
40.
That's
Ooh.
pretty impressive, actually. I didn't
That's-
realize.
That's all around the board. I'd probably draft that guy.
Yeah,
before
six-
I got a
I
second
could run that
round.
in my sleep.
6'1", 221, 439, 40. That's
You heard that? He's second best target to Aaron Rodgers on the in boots too.
yep.
All right, so yeah,
Here we go.
we'll try to
Yeah.
rein some credibility back in and go to tight end, I guess. Top of the big board is not Kelsey, Sam
No.
Laporta, and I think it's justified. Really do.
After how many touchdowns? 10?
10,
10
I think so.
touchdowns?
He was just one a week. It seemed like there for a while.
So is he
So
gonna?
you don't like Amon Ra because there's too many mouths to feed there, but you do like Laporta.
Yes.
Debate.
Because we're talking tight ends. We're not talking two receivers. Because I think, to me, tight end is kind of a different standard. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, if you
Yeah.
put his numbers up as a wide receiver, Laporta's not as impressive. But
10
when we're
touchdowns is
talking
pretty impressive wherever you're at.
1,000 yards, 10 touchdowns, it is.
As a
but
rookie.
as a wide receiver, you're probably, correct me if I'm wrong, but like in the 10 to 15 range. Or if you talk those numbers as a tight end, it's like, yep, best tight end in the league.
Yeah.
That's where I'm at with that. I see your point, though, is the mouths to feed. You know, the guy I forgot in Lions, they have Jamison Williams there if he decides to play football. Another one, put your DraftKings down, son.
But does Laporta get that sophomore slump?
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
Well, I don't know if you've seen our episode, but we both had the Lions winning the Super Bowl.
I did see that.
They-
yeah.
So, see, wasn't a Chiefs
Kind of
homer?
both beating our teams too.
Yeah, we
I
did.
mean, you're drafting him. Let's just
Yeah,
just say that
yeah.
you're drafting Laporta.
The question is,
Yeah.
would you take him as high as you need to?
No.
I agree.
No.
I agree. I'm not going to take, if it's me, not Laporta, not Kelsey, not Andrews. Those are the
Okay.
top three tight ends. Andrews' health.
So
I-
where are you drafting though?
I don't
Like,
think there's a
I
first round.
love-
There's not a first round tight end here.
I agree.
No,
I'm just
someone's
talking-
going to take Kelsey though. You're going to have that
name
guy.
value.
You're going
And
to have that
Yeah.
guy.
like I said earlier with Kelsey, I just don't think regular season you're going to get the best form of him. I don't think you have to. Like we've said before, Chiefs we don't think are going to be pushed. And he's one, I do think they're going to let Worthy, these other guys, go bonkers, play all the snaps. I think they baby Kelsey all year. Wiley, too. I really like the tight end at TCU. I just think that they're going to keep him fresh. I don't mean the team as a whole, but Kelsey's role specifically, he's 35, I think. I think it's smart on their part, too, because all they care about is that three-peat.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't draft Kelsey because of where he has to go.
I don't disagree with that. And I actually like the list of having Mark Andrews above Kelsey because I didn't figure a lot of places would. I think that he's going to be good again. I don't think he's going to be pre-injury Mark Andrews.
That's what worries me is injuries. Absolutely.
That being said, he was the best receiver on that team going.
Him, Flowers, arguably, but yes.
I don't think Flowers was that good until after Mark Andrews got hurt.
You might be right. Well, yeah, you are right because rookie, they brought him on slow too. If I remember right. Yeah. All right. So are we kind of all on the same page? Like
I'm there.
Pass.
I'm there. Yeah. Pass.
I love this next range. Tier 2 here. We got Trey McBride at the top,
and this one's wide open.
It is, and that's why I'm going to target guys probably lower to mid on this. We'll see. Hang on. Trey McBride's 4, Kittle 5, Kyle Pitts 6, Dalton Kincaid 7, Jake Ferguson 8, Njoku 9, Evan Ingram 10.
Evan Ingram, welcome back to fantasy.
Yeah,
that's right.
How are you, buddy?
Relevance.
I got away from that Danny Dimes. Look at what he can do.
Ole Miss boy.
I think he was in Jacksonville last year too.
Yes, he was. He's been there 2 years, maybe.
Yeah, 2 years.
And that's what it took to revive his career. Get him out of New York.
So me, if I'm looking at this, I love Trey McBride. Okay, I do. But
if he doesn't go too high.
But back to what we were talking about earlier with Kyle Pitts.
That's where I'm at.
Shifting. If you're in a PPR league, I know you've wanted to punch yourself in the face.
That being said, it's like, do you trust yourself taking Kyle Pitts early again?
Well, that's the cool thing. He's not early now.
The different quarterback's a big deal.
2 words,
huge.
Kirk Cousins.
Yeah,
and
huge.
The way that I think their system is set up, they run a lot off play action. They're going to use him all across the field, too. I've heard he's going to be out at receiver, too. This is the last year I will allow myself to get burned by Kyle Pitts.
Yeah,
but I'll take a chance.
I think everyone's there.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. I watched receiver, so I'm probably gonna draft Kittle. But
I need to see that.
It's
he talked very favorably
It's
of it.
good.
I got a problem at the house. It's me against the 3 girls and on the TV watching, and I hold.
Rough life.
Yeah, well, I keep all my options for football season. Like when the games come around, I'm
Hey,
like,
I gave you this whole time.
Yeah, exactly. So, and I'd love to say Cardinal baseball, but we're not there yet.
Yeah.
In this range, I love Pitts, Kincaid, where they're going. I'm probably going to shoot for one of those 2. Talked about Kincaid. We talked about both these guys. With Kincaid, with someone needing to step up for Josh Allen. This guy, he was a first-round draft pick, if I remember right, last year. Like, the pedigree's there. I believe it was Kelsey talked him up on tight end U that he said he's going to be the best tight end in the league.
Yep.
You started to see towards the end of last year, Dawson Knox got phased out. Yep. Kincaid had a bigger role. Yeah. You're talking PPR. Especially.
Well, Dawson Knox, even before that, was basically just your red zone threat.
Correct. Absolutely.
Which is a big part of what tight ends do at fantasy.
They get a touchdown, it's a good week.
That's literally the thing.
Yeah, 1 yard, 1 touchdown.
That being said,
6.1
that's
points.
why I'm reaching a little bit when I'm going to tight ends.
You're reaching.
Okay. I am. I'm going a little bit. Yes, I'm reaching.
Are you going past this tier?
Yes.
Oh, we got to Kyle Pitts some
wait.
love, though.
Let's wait.
Okay.
Here we go.
So, is there anybody else you like in this tier? Like Njoku, I'm afraid Watson's going to kill him.
So Jake Ferguson is that's weird for me. I don't know why, but
he's a target monster.
He is.
He gets a lot of looks. He's not
Dallas
flashy.
is weird, man.
They are.
It's so.
I don't know what to think of their offense, but honestly, if you look past CeeDee Lamb, you got Jake Ferguson.
That's true.
Cooks is still there. Truthfully, if I miss out on those 2, I wouldn't have a problem having Ferguson.
I don't even know who else is in Dallas. Tolbert, maybe?
There isn't much. I think you're right because Gallup is gone.
I'm trying to look. I think
Braden Cooks is the only guy I can think of. Yeah. But back to Trey McBride.
Yeah, there he is.
I really like Trey McBride. I don't want to look over him. Very talented.
Yep.
Honestly, I might eat my words on this, and I might end up drafting him if he falls. I don't think he has the name value. Like, I could easily see in drafts someone taking George Kittle because he's George Kittle. over Trey McBride. Trey McBride, unless you follow this close, is not a big name and a relative unknown.
Now, do you think that his quarterback, Kyler Murray, is going to have a tougher time throwing to a tight end like position because of his height?
No, because he did it last year with
Dude.
Trey McBride. He had some pretty good games with Kyler.
Kyler
I see your point. Though.
Yes, but I don't think Kyler and him actually played that many games together, did they?
I thought they played like 6 or 7.
Yeah.
I think. Hey, look up Trey McBride with Kyler stats, but I think he did pretty solid.
Okay.
No, I'm sorry, I don't, because to counter your point, fair point. But Kyler's so mobile, moves out of the pocket. Trey McBride's fairly athletic as a tight end. I don't think there's.
Kyler's just so athletic.
He's very
It's
athletic.
just
Yeah,
stupid how athletic
he
the kid
is.
is.
And I do shout out to Kittle, love him, but with the name value, how high he goes. with all the
Kittle's
weapons-
going to go high just because, like I just
Yeah,
said, receiver. It's the same way with Amaral. Like these guys on that receiver.
Oh, I didn't even think of that.
Everyone that
Yeah.
watched that, I mean, if you're in a fantasy draft, if you got guys who don't
That's
play
a
a
good
lot of
point.
fantasy,
That's a good point.
and they watch that, they're drafting these guys.
Yeah.
So
and Kelsey's going first.
that goes
Kelsey
all the
and
way.
Tay-Tay? Come
That
on.
goes all the way back. I know we're on tight ends, but that goes all the way back to what we talked to strategy.
Yes,
but we'll continue with the tight
Which
ends.
we will hit that after
Yes,
this.
yes.
We're going to
I
talk
mean,
a little
there's-
strategy, and then what is it? That defensive kicker spot.
the
we'll-
lovely spots. Yeah.
That might take 5 minutes. So
He highlighted on there a good one, which was that in a different tier? It is.
Next
Yep,
tier's
there
Brock
he
Bowers.
is, yeah. The rookie.
we'll go tier 2 here, or 3. I'm sorry. We got Bowers at 11, Goddard at 12. Freiermuth? Pat.
Yeah, Pat Fireman.
Patty catch balls cake. There you go. He's at
Yeah.
13. Schultz at 14. Komet at 15. Hawkinson. That's a good stash.
That's the one I'm looking at. Just
Okay,
be-
that.
Ooh,
Go to you. That's your guy.
that's the one
that's
we were
the guy-
reaching.
That's what I'm reaching for because
Okay.
while he won't have him first week, eventually he's gonna have a rookie quarterback.
True.
Rookie
and they,
quarterbacks
like-
love tight ends.
I love your logic.
And T.J. Hawkinson isn't that far removed from being a top 3 tight end in the league.
If he was coming into this season healthy, he's probably pushing top 5.
Yeah.
No, you're right. Last year he was.
Who
But-
else is on that tier? Can we get the tier back up there?
Yeah, I don't know. Just leave that up for a second. I don't know how long Hawkinson's out though. In this tier, truthfully, I'm targeting the second tier.
But how hurt was Goddard last year? Was
Not bad. I can't remember the exact injury, but he only missed like 3-4
it 3 or
games.
4?
somewhere in
Okay, I
there.
knew
Yeah.
it was irrelevant for a
Yeah.
minute.
I like him. I don't know target share where he's at with that because
So then was Bowers was it ACL?
Georgia. I don't think he had a big injury, did he?
No,
No,
He didn't
I
have
don't remember
nothing.
any
He was
injury.
good.
So he
Solid?
came out of Georgia fine. Yeah.
Here's what I don't like with him though. They just last year spent a second round pick on Michael Mayer, and that his name. They have another tight end. We have no
the other
clue.
big
They got
tight
Brock
end.
Bowers to block.
Yep.
I know that high of a pick. They're gonna throw him the ball, but okay, I
Okay.
wondered if Mayer's
Mayer's
the
the better
blocker.
blocker. All right, fair.
But still, we got Devontae wanting the ball there. Who's the New England receiver? Jacoby Myers.
Jacoby Myers.
And a questionable quarterback. I don't like that. Like, I love the talent. He's a top 5 tight end talent wise, but I hate the fit. I was pissed when Vegas took him in the draft. That's the worst landing spot I thought for him.
Yeah.
So I'm out on him because of that.
Okay. By the way, Hawkinson, he tore his knee in week 16 last year. So
You're going to be
late-
sitting on
late
him a
in the year.
while.
Late
Yeah,
in
I
the
thought
year.
it was a little like week 10. So
Okay.
that I don't see him back till probably halfway through the year. So
So-
you might want to draft lower guy, stash him if that's the route you want to go. So anybody else you like, Gibbs?
No, honestly,
Freiermuth intrigues me a little.
And you know who I like, and I know this is going to be weird, but it really just goes to you. Who's the other? There's 2 tight ends in Green Bay.
Luke
Is
Musgrave
it Kraft?
and yes.
Yeah.
Kraft. Okay, I like Luke Musgrave,
I like
and
him
I
too.
don't know exactly why. Besides, kind of the stat line he had last year.
He looked good
But
a few games.
I think
he got
he's going to
hurt.
be salty.
Both of them
I do
look
like
good,
that.
and back to something we've preached about throughout this whole segment. Love gets the ball to everyone.
Yeah, yeah.
He spreads it around, and when you're getting a tight end in that mix, it
Yeah.
doesn't take very much to make him relevant.
He's a pretty athletic tight end too. And I thought he's a kid out of Oregon State, didn't he? Wasn't he a second round
Yes.
pick? Like
Yeah.
he was draft.
Yep.
There's
Yep.
draft
Yep,
capital.
and
there.
he was pretty decent last year. I
He
think.
was. He was.
Let me pull
I
up
think
what
he was
actually
hurt
did
in
last
college
year.
too. and last year, which stinks. But I like the talent. I like that pick. I really do.
So this is going to be crazy.
That's what we're all about.
Yeah, going crazy
Right up our
here.
alley.
There's a guy that played on Carolina. He's been bounced around a little bit, but Herbert has never really had a tight end that could, actually catch a ball.
Seeing someone better than Gerald Everett.
Yeah, so Hayden Hurst is a big target.
That's interesting.
I don't
Gosh.
know how relevant he's going to be, but he doesn't have much to throw to.
Was he
that is fair. He doesn't have much for
back in the
weapons.
day? Was he Baltimore?
He's been Baltimore.
So I
I
think
think
he
he got
was-
drafted by Baltimore actually.
Yeah, that's intriguing.
But he has literally Herbert has what did we say? QJ Palmer.
Yeah, McConkley.
I mean,
might
he's
be saying
gonna-
his name wrong.
He's gonna
yeah.
throw it there.
That's a possibility.
Yeah, he's low in the tier, but
Yeah.
I mean, if you're looking for a sleeper guy, I don't sleep on him because he could get open.
Yeah.
Again, Bryce Young couldn't get him the ball.
Comment. Except for Thielen, that worked for a little while.
Yeah, it worked out for him.
What do you think our resident Aaron Rodgers lover / secondary Jets fan of Tyler Conklin? Rodgers is making everybody else good. You like him as your second tight end?
He's never had a tight end in his whole career to throw to. Why would he
Why
start
start now?
Yeah.
Fair.
I like that, dude. I love it when you get
He's, honestly, he had Jermichael Finley very early on in his career, and that's the only
Well, I
relevant
think he
tight
gave
end.
Finley a fair amount of shots, and didn't he have a little dropsy syndrome, if I remember right?
Well, that and he broke his neck.
We're not about excuses here at Benchwarmer Basement Banner, but we might we might allow one.
Might have broke his neck.
Okay, we'll move on from that. Well, shoot, guys.
Hope he's okay.
We might need to prioritize health over fantasy on that one. Sorry. I don't really have much else tied in. The Tyson Hill, if he plays a little quarterback's intriguing.
Yeah.
I don't like banking on that, but
Can you still
if
play him as a tight end?
Yeah.
Hill,
Yeah.
he's down as a
Yeah,
tight end.
okay.
But you can put him when he plays quarterback in the tight end spot.
Okay,
Correct.
gotcha.
Yes, that's a cheat code. That's great. Doesn't happen that often because he sucks at quarterback.
XY.
I don't really have anybody else that's worth a damn, to be quite honest with you, at tight end to bring up. Like it's a.
And the thing
It's
is,
a shallow pool. It always has
It
been.
is,
and always
but
will be.
that's the way the position is.
you had
Yeah,
one.
You have your starter.
Don't
and-
forget about your boy Mike Gesicki.
Oh Lord.
Yeah, I'm done. I had the classic no comment. I got nothing.
He caught some
He's not
touchdowns a
even.
few
Is he
years ago.
Cincinnati? Where is he? Yeah,
he's in
Cincinnati.
Cincinnati.
Yeah, they got enough stuff going on.
And all the
They don't
Bears
need
guys out there are going to hate it that we didn't say Cole Kmet's
Cole
going to be good.
Komet. Cole Komet's solid, but once again, look at all the mouths to
A
feed.
lot of mouths to feed.
So second tight end, whatever.
Yeah.
Quarterback though.
I mean,
Rookie
if
QB, rookie
stash him,
QB.
and if that's where Williams wants to
That's
go,
what
sure.
you want to do.
It's better than throwing a pick.
I think he's going to be different than your standard rookie quarterback, though. I don't think he's going to be going to that safety net.
I don't either.
he's-
No, he's not. He is okay. We've talked about. I don't think it's fair to compare him to Mahomes. The only comparison I'll say is I think the way he tries to play the game will be similar as far as the improvisation. I think they're gonna have to keep Williams like, dude, play a structure. I think he's gonna just go out there and try to do crazy.
Really just
Crazy
depends
shit.
who's going to paint
Well, I
their
mean, they did
fingernails
hire his
with
mom on as a as a team counselor. They hired his mom.
Oh, good
It was
Lord.
he's in his contract domains.
And it's
I
so
hope
the
this isn't like hockey where they bring in Bedard and then one of his
Bedard,
teammates.
yeah.
Yeah. Corey Perry's out there banging his
Part
mom.
of his contract's demands were that they hired his mom on as a team counselor, and they hired on his nail tech.
That's what I was going to say. Is they hired his
Well,
mom.
I'm taking Jaden
They
Daniels,
hired
so
his
that's his
mom to paint
demand.
his fingernails.
Nope, he's got his own
Oh,
nail
he's got
tech
his own
too.
nail tech.
This is
Got it.
Yeah, I'm taking Jaden Daniels. I'm taking that guy. Wow, now that I know that, that's all I gotta say to
yeah.
that. Good gosh. Anyway, we're gonna move on after that one because
Yeah.
I don't think I should make my other comments on that. So
Defense, Jets.
Yeah, there you go.
The God,
Kicker.
the goddamn Jets.
Do you guys want kicker or defense? I mean,
Defense. Let's go defense.
Okay,
before
well,
that,
I mean-
let's talk some strategy. We've been thinking
Okay,
about this
fair,
because
fair.
that leads into this.
Yeah, it does.
Unless you got
I-
the 2022 New England Patriots out there, you're using a different team every year.
Oh
so
yeah,
every
yeah,
week.
yeah. As far as how good they were,
Yeah.
personally, I don't give a damn about a kicker in defense in drafts. The only thing I'll say with kickers, sometimes looking at it, if it's actually going pretty late, I look for guys on high octane offenses. Like, yeah, my boy
Yeah, I
Butker.
look for guys that try to
that kick the ball well.
Stall about midfield.
But the high octane offense gets more of a chance.
It depends
usually
how
to
many
at least
beers
get
you
there.
drink by the end of the
That's
draft
fair.
too,
Yeah,
because then all day you're drafting Dicker the kicker. So I mean,
Or young.
Gotta give Dicker some. And we're going off the rails.
Here we are.
But I mean, what are
Young
those
way, guys.
Get the Dicker, the young ho. You're gonna be good.
You're all
So,
good.
Greg the Legs out there. That's pretty cool.
Greg the Leg.
Just, I mean, I don't put much stock into these guys, and defensively, I stream usually. A lot of times, like I was in a league last year where freaking Baltimore got dropped. Like I don't know, it was week 5 or 6 because they had a bad matchup. I was like, okay, I got my defense now.
Right.
I had taken a defense the last pick of the year, and I streamed until then. Like, cool.
My last pick of the draft is going to be taking the Jets defense just so I can name my team Pass the Sauce.
I figured you'd do the beast mode route. You were to take him last week.
What?
I'm taking them.
Well, seriously, the Jets are so good defensively. I don't think they're
Sixth round, Jets are coming off the board.
My wife didn't
Got you good, Rogers.
She took Justin Tucker dead serious in the 3rd round. She went Mahomes, Kelsey, Justin Tucker, and auto draft.
My buddy's first year playing, he didn't know anything about it, and he took Rams defense like 3rd round. He's like, I got it, man, I got it. And we're like, no, that's not what you're supposed to do.
He's like, you're trash, dude.
The best draft moment I had, we had a guy carving up. We got him to play. He's like, yeah, sure, I'll watch some football. He's over there. This is like around 3 or 4, and he's just going to town. His computer. It's like, Craig, are you looking for a guy? Like, can we help you out? He's like, where's Kurt Warner at? Dude, this is like 2015. I was like, he's in the Hall of Fame by now, buddy.
Dude, we had our draft. I'll never forget. I don't know if you guys know Skylar Springmeyer or not, but we had our draft, and he just was so amped. It was his first year in, I believe, and we went in, we drafted, and he got Andrew Luck. Okay, we had our draft. He got Andrew Luck. Everyone left the next morning on the news. Andrew Luck retired. He was so mad. He had a jersey on and everything. It was the greatest thing in my life, though.
He screwed a lot of guys over.
Oh, God.
That's hilarious.
Everyone hates Luck now, just for that reason, if you play fantasy football.
That's good stuff.
So, are you on defenses? Are
Is
we
there?
on defenses?
Well, I think kickers we covered it. Like you know, you
it is
like.
what it is.
There's not much there. I wouldn't waste a real high pick on them. Defense. Is there anybody you want to highlight? Like Baltimore's number 1. Go ahead.
Have the floor.
But man,
have the floor.
I'm just saying, if you're thinking about getting last pick, you're not that high on them because they're going to go high.
Yeah.
They're going to go high.
I think that they're the best defense in the NFL. I've said it all season. I've said
I like it.
since
You got them going to the title game, so ASC.
So I in defense, I like the Jets. I really do, and I think they're fantastic.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone's going to touch the Browns.
Well, what I will say is the Jets won a couple games with Zach Wilson at quarterback last year, so that's a pretty damn
Because of
good
the
defense.
defense, yeah.
That's exactly.
The Browns.
No one's touching the Browns.
The Browns. I mean, you got what? Garrett.
Myles Garrett.
You got who's the other one? The other big boy. Well, you don't have Sweat no more, do they?
No,
Who's the
he's
other- the
in
big
Sweats
boy?
in Chicago.
Who's the other big boy they got on the
my
corner?
gosh.
I can't remember.
I
But
don't know.
anyways,
I'm not really a big
yeah,
defense
get
guy. He'll
into
pull up their depth chart because they do have some names. I actually thought they were a top 5-ish defense.
I
They
like
got
the
gashed.
Browns.
my list shows them as 6.
Okay,
You
so
shows
we're
them at
close.
6?
Six.
Okay.
I know Shelby Harris. He was in
They got
Denver.
Zadarius
He's pretty
Smith.
good.
Jordan
Devin
Hicks is
Bush.
an animal.
Denzel Ward's the guy I was trying to think about, the cornerback.
Okay.
I'll tell you,
They've got a lot of
secondary
names,
solid.
but it's a lot of aged
It
guys.
is age.
Yeah, that's
It is
fair.
age.
They did bring back, I think, a lot of their team kept together. I like
So with what I'm staring at right now, though, is if I'm in a PPR league, I see a lot of picks. I see a lot of pass rush with picks.
Yeah, I think they're a very solid defense. Like, I wasn't really
That's just
down
me,
on them.
though.
Yeah, I mean, I'll say that the Jets defense isn't probably going to get a lot of picks because, they're probably not going to throw the sauce very often.
That's fair. That's fair.
They're away from him.
I've got a dark horse. If you guys, that's where you're at.
All right, dark horse.
And here's my.
Don't say Panthers.
No, I want to win. So sorry, I want to win.
Fair enough.
Okay, so I'm looking at this is defense/special teams. I read a report that Tank Dell is going to be returning some kicks for Houston. And I like where they're at. Like, I think they're pretty damn good defense as it is.
Houston?
Yeah,
I think their
Houston.
offense is also going to score so fast,
And they're gonna come
get a
after
lot
the
of
quarter.
opportunities.
Yeah, exactly. I like the team context. They're not going that high. They're number 9. That's one I'm looking at. That like I'm not going after the big
thing
defenses.
about these defenses that are tailing a high-powered offense is they get big leads and they get a little lazy.
That's fair.
And
No,
they
that's
give up
fair.
a lot of points.
Yeah, that's fair. That's one thing to worry about. I'm
Yep.
thinking the turnover aspect.
Yeah.
You're right. The other thing I'm looking at is a lot of times I look what division they're in. And I think the South is an underrated division as far as I'm not dissing them. But if you're talking high power offenses, well, that's the highest power one is Houston. Like, I do think Indy's going to be good. That one, interesting. But as far as like Jacksonville, Tennessee, Will Levis could be a pick machine. We'll see.
Yeah.
There could be worse landing spots. Like Detroit, it kind of worries me because, they're going up against Chicago, Green Bay. Some pretty good in paper offenses. I look at that a little bit. So I kind of like all these factors. Houston's, that's one I might draft. And they're not draft capital. They're lower. So
Yeah.
that's my...
I don't hate it.
That's really the only logic I have on that for defenses. So, is there anything else you guys like? Holy crap, we've covered.
My logic with defenses is always like if you can't get one of the top 3, play matchups.
Yeah, stream. That's what I was saying.
Yeah.
Stream a lot. Absolutely. Well, I tell you what, this is kind of fantasy football 101 in a nutshell. I think tonight. So, thank you.
Absolutely, yeah.
Seriously, thank you for coming on.
Hey, yeah.
We've had a blast. I hope you guys have had as much fun watching, listening as we have on here.
We don't make a lot of sense, but we
we're here
make
for
a lot of
laughs,
noise.
guys.
And if you're
A lot of
new to
noise, you gotta be
fantasy,
hard, too.
if you're new to fantasy, reach out. I mean,
absolutely.
absolutely. I mean, a lot of people ask a lot of questions all the time.
Yeah,
so.
and we got Alex over there running all the behind the scenes stuff. Comments, we'll look through them. Like we're live, subscribe. What is all the YouTube lingo? Get us to 500. Yeah. We'll bring him back if we get there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Come
there
back
we go.
anytime. Absolutely.
And we can bash the Panthers some more.
Yeah.
There we
Yeah.
go. Oh, I think that'll wrap it up. And thank you guys. And
What?
oh,
Oh,
I didn't know.
Well, TikTok's watching us right now.
Yeah,
This is our
TikTok.
first time live that we've had TikTok. We got about 500 followers on there. We got to get to 1,000 so we can actually follow it or get going where we can go on live on a PC. So right now we're streaming from my phone. This is our first week that we've done this.
Share
We're
it.
hoping that we can kind of do some more. We've been putting some reels and some shorts and stuff like that, whatever they're called on TikTok.
all kinds of cool shit. There you
all
go.
kinds of cool shit.
That's what I'm here for.
So follow us on Twitter, Instagram. We got Facebook. We've got all this stuff. YouTube, obviously.
It'll say it on the page sometime, I think.
Yes.
There we go. Yeah.
Cutscene. Show the page out.
Cue the music.
Show the page.
Thank you guys.
Cue the music.
Do the thing.
And good night.